play the right music while I get in the swing and you look for the king. Anybody could be that guy. Night is young and the music high. A little bit of jazz music. Oh, and you got in the mood for dance. And when you get a chance, oh, you are the dancing queen. Young and sweet, only 17. Dancing queen, feel the beat from the tambourine. Oh yeah, you can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life. See that girl
Welcome to the Stab Comedy Theater. It's time for Warm Takes. Please welcome to stage one of your host. It's Corey Behringer.
Hi. Hello. Hello, folks. I was that guy out there. Now I'm that guy right here. I'm so thrilled you're here, despite the rain. That's so cool of you. Let's hear a round of applause for yourselves. Yes. It's super duper cool that you're here. There's also people who are here on dates tonight. There's two people who are on a date. Are these people on a date? Are these people on a date? These people aren't on a date. Ooh. But that's okay. You know, that's all right. There's different ways to be at a show. What show is this? This is Warm Takes. Do we know what Warm Takes is? No, of course we don't. And that's the way I like it.
Yes.
Because Warm Takes, this ain't your dad's comedy show, because your dad's comedy show is probably a little more prepared.
And offensive.
But what this comedy show is, this is improvised stand-up. What that means is rather than have comics come up here and perform their written, honed material, instead we let them do like a minute or so of that material, and then the rest of the set we're just throwing random topics at them on that second mic over there.
Hey.
Right now, Emma, my co-host, is on that mic, and then we just kind of riff.
Team.
We riff through the set. You know, it's very loosey goosey. With varying degrees of success.
That's why we call it Warm Takes.
That's what exactly.
Not
this is not hot takes.
Yeah.
These are not hot takes you're getting. These are warm, lukewarm sometimes.
Well,
but you know.
But
yeah. So to demonstrate a bit, I'll do a little bit of the written stuff. I have been working on my confidence. I want to become a more confident person. You know, here's the confidence that I aspire to. I would like to walk into a room, any room would do really, and think I know what's going on, and I'm supposed to be here. I so rarely have both of those things at the same time. It's usually one or the other, and it's real tough on me. But I know I'll never have that brazen confidence of someone who can get something out of their trunk while stopped at a red light. What is that? Have they no shame? I could never do that, you know. I'm just not built that way, you know. And whenever I see it, I am so judgmental. I'm just like white-knuckled, like, ooh, this better be good. Because I want it to be good, you know. I'm rooting for them. I want it to be something so important that it couldn't possibly wait until that very moment. Like, I don't know, the steering wheel. He's just sitting there like, wait a minute. I've just been twisting the nub. That's why we aren't going anywhere. Just been twisting the nub. You know, you stay here. I'll go get the steering wheel. It's never something important like that, though, is it? It's always something completely insignificant, like a water bottle or a backpack. Things that don't belong in the trunk. I'll say it. I'm brave enough to say that. Those don't belong in the trunk, because the trunk is where we put stuff to be dealt with once we arrive at our destination, right? You know, like groceries or a cop that saw too much. Let's riff. Let's riff now. I would like to riff now.
You put groceries in the trunk?
Yeah, sometimes.
Does
If
anyone else do
there's a
that?
whole mess of them.
If there's a whole mess of them? Okay. First thing, what's your most used emoji?
Oh, most used emoji. I do like the silly tongue face sometimes, like, you know, just so people know I'm goofing. But other than that, I do use the heart quite a lot because I want to communicate love. But I also want to communicate a little bit of femininity, so I make it pink sometimes.
The pink heart.
Yeah, I'll do the pink heart. Just kind of mix it up. Yeah.
What does the blue heart mean? Because I'm in a group chat where someone's constantly blue hearting, and I have no idea what that means.
I don't think this is
Friendship?
the
Oh,
truth,
okay.
but
Friendship? Okay,
I'm
I'll
going to
take
go
that.
with autism. I think it's autism. It's not true, but I'm going to go with it. And you know why I'm going to go with it? Because remember they were doing those the trick or treat little jack-o'-lanterns that were blue, and that was the
Yeah.
whole thing of like, if you see the blue ones, be extra nice to them, you know, because you know I guess maybe you wouldn't be, but
Let's keep it in the same vein. Have you seen Love on the Spectrum?
yeah, I have complicated feelings about it.
Get
because,
into it.
Well,
Yep, take a drink.
Well, I think it's a good thing in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love that it's, you know, matchmaking and all that stuff. What I don't care for, and I hope I can find a funny way about this, but right now it really is just a genuine thing that bothers me. I don't like some of like the very hard moments that they'll get into.
Mm-hmm.
I find that a little exploitive.
Yeah.
And I have a hard time justifying it. But I like the sweet moments. Give me the sweet moments. Give me the flirty. And,
Yeah.
and you can have like hard moments in those times too, like when it is in the date itself. But I don't care for some of like the very difficult conversations they're having like with their parents. I just saw one from the new season, like a clip recently that it was like really hard to watch because I was like, this is a very personal moment.
Yeah.
This isn't for me. This is for them. You
I
know?
think it's pretty sweet. There's just the one girl who's like a total horn dog.
Yes,
And
big
that's why
fan
I
of
was
her.
like-
Big fan of her. I think she's great. Before I left for the show, I was watching a TikTok of her where she was asking her followers to give a suggestion for the different outfits that she was showing off for. Like she's getting an award
Yeah.
at her first award show that isn't connected to the autism community. So she was very excited about that. And her dresses looked fantastic.
Yeah.
They looked great. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a hoot. I like her.
She was good.
I do think she has too high standards, though. I have more to say about this gal. I have more to say. So she has these standards that are unachievable really by anyone, because she wants a guy who is like not just an entrepreneur in general. She wants someone who like runs their own animation studio
In her very specific
And
field of what she
and-
does. Yeah.
but also needs to be dick down. I think that's very clear that she needs to be dick down.
Yeah.
Like that is
My
that is a
favorite-
prerequisite.
My favorite part of her whole storyline was before she went on a date, she was asking if she lives with her aunt and uncle. And she was just like, because she talks with her hands a lot. She's like, but how do you bring up if they're down with premarital sex on the first date? And they were like, you don't ask that. And she was like, I'll find a way. And I was like, oh.
And then she found a way by simply asking,
She just
how do you
straight
feel about
up.
premarital sex?
Great.
Which I actually think is not a terrible question to ask on a first date.
Yeah.
I don't. I think you should kind of lay it out there to a certain degree on a first date. Because like if that's a priority for you, lead with it.
Yeah.
If it's a priority.
If
you
it's
know.
a deal breaker, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want another one?
Let's do one more.
One more? Okay, so besides Love on the Spectrum and people stopping to get things out of their trunk, what is your biggest pet peeve?
Biggest pet peeve, condescension. I don't care for condescension. It really bothers me. And anytime, and it's not just towards me. Like obviously that's the worst. But it really bothers me if I just witness people being condescended to like that. And like talking down to kids, that bothers me. Like any kind of tone of like, okay, buddy, you know, that kind of thing. I just really don't care for that. Yeah.
That's how I talk to my cat. It's great.
Yeah. I talk to cats like people.
Yeah.
And that's not to say in kind ways. Like I talk to them in stern ways.
You're just a dick to cats.
Yeah. Well, just you know, they're a person that are in my space in that moment. You know, and I'm going to address them like a person. Like, sir, excuse me. You know, that kind of attitude. Is there something going on back there?
Zach Wilson. This is why the New York Jets should not.
It sounds like Jesse's streaming a video back there. It sounds like the guy that's on the Flint, Michigan City Council. God rest his soul. He just passed away.
Anyway, we're going to get on with the show. Put your hands together for all the comics you're going to see tonight. Yeah. And keep that going for the next comic, A New Bee.
Woo!
Thank you guys. So good to be here. My name is Anu. It's spelled A-N-U. Incredibly grateful my parents decided not to add an S at the end. Although I would have had a lot more Instagram followers if they had. I was born in India and I moved here when I was 6. I grew up watching a lot of Indian Bollywood movies. You guys know Bollywood movies? A lot of singing, a lot of dancing, a lot of people getting slapped by their parents for dating poor people, mainly. Even though I grew up here, I used to be the ultimate Bollywood fan. Like, I would even write letters to Bollywood actors when I was little. Actors like Shah Rukh Khan. You can look him up. He's the Tom Cruise of India, except he's way taller. He's 5'3". And I even got a chance to meet with him at his concert one time. Took a photo with him if anyone wants to see after the show. You know how like after the show, comedians will be out there on their merch table selling t-shirts? You'll find me on my merch table just showing a photo of me and Shah Rukh Khan on my phone. I work at the pharmacy, say yes to drugs. The pharmacy, of course. I have to deal with a lot of rude people on a daily basis. Last week a man came in and he started screaming at me. And then he goes, "You heard me, you Arabic bitch." I was like, oh my God. Thank you. How great was my eye makeup that he thought I was Arabic? I mean, I think they're some of the most beautiful women on the planet, right? I'm like, sir, you might as well have said, "You heard me, by God is queen." I like to play chess. I think chess is fun, but nobody ever wants to play chess. People are always like, "Hey, Netflix and chill." Nobody's ever like, "Hey, you want to chess and chill?" Guys are like, "You said we will have sex if I could beat you in this game. It's been 4 hours now. Does this game ever end?" I'm like, yes, it does. Checkmate. Knight moves to bishop. Now you move your car and drive home. Thanks for the game. All right, that's the memorized portion of the show. Now let's get to the part where I might not be good at.
No, you're going to be great. What do you think about mopeds?
Are those the little buggies you're driving?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, okay. I think they're cool because when I went to India, I used to like the 3-wheeler type. I used to ride those to like auditions and stuff. It was fun, and along with the cows and the street dogs and the elephants, they were all going to the same audition.
What kind of auditions?
Oh, like for commercials and movies and stuff. Yeah, and then producer would always be like, no, and then I heard a lot of no's from the producers. Also, I heard a lot of that's the street cows telling me not to walk in front of them.
What do you think about the military?
Military. Let me see. Military. I think they're cool. They like to protect. They do, right?
I suppose that's relative.
They're the protector and the defender. Yeah.
Well,
There's some great military movies too I watched, but I can't think of any right now.
Yeah. Would you ever be in a military movie? Because you're talking about auditions. Like, do you have like a role in mind? Or let's broaden this a little. What's your dream role?
Probably like a rom-com.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you the lead in this, or are you the quirky best friend?
Oh, I could do both. I could be supporting or a lead, if they want, if I fit,
What would be your hook, though? Gotta have a hook.
Hook? Like, what does that mean?
Well, what sets you apart from every other leading lady?
Oh, I look like a nice person, nice girl, but maybe I could play a mean role too, like a mean girl.
Have you ever had like a mean girl experience, whether on the receiving or the other end of it? Like, were you ever a mean girl in high school, or
No,
have an
no,
experience
no.
with that?
It's too nice, too nice. Yeah, like I'll just run into a wall and I'll like apologize, like sorry. Too nice. Yeah, too polite. Yeah, even when the guy called me an Arabic bitch, and I was like, what? But too polite. Like I'll give all my spare change to the homeless guy, and I'll thank him. Like thank you.
What do you think about robots?
George Jetson. That comes to my mind first thing. Robots are could be fun. Trying to think of another famous robots, but I don't know. Maybe they could be dangerous too. So I wouldn't want to be around them too much.
Do you believe in ghosts?
No, not really.
Yeah.
No.
What would it take to make you believe in a ghost, other than just seeing a ghost? Like, is there anything that someone could like say to convince you? Go on. I just want you to kind of explore this territory, basically.
What could they say? Oh gosh. You're gonna die tomorrow or something. I don't know. Or like predict something horrible. And then I look too deep into it and like believe them maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Last one then.
Yeah.
Give us a fun fact about your parents.
My parents, they're from India, and let's see. My dad is a raging alcoholic. My mom is cool. She loves me, and I love her. But she was worried about my stand-up comedy, and yeah, I invited her to my show, and she's like, "All right, you can do comedy, whatever, it's fine. Just don't park your car too far, and don't go inside if no one's there yet. Don't go inside at all."
Sensible woman.
Stop doing comedy. Yeah, my mom doesn't know I'm here tonight, so. Yeah.
Was there any bit in particular that you were maybe...
She's just worried about my like safety. I mean, I'm
Gotcha.
sure she supports my dreams.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But there wasn't any jokes in your set when she saw you that you were embarrassed about or anything?
Actually, I have not invited her to any of my show yet.
Okay.
But I know that she wants to come, but I'm just waiting to get good.
Love it. Well,
Yeah.
I think I can speak for everyone and say that you're there. You should invite your mom to a show.
Oh, thank
Give it up
you.
for a newbie, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
And keep that going for your next comic, the very funny Jeff Brown.
Not a lot of lead in. It was just, oh shit, okay. So here's the thing. This whole show is a trap that Corey and Emma likes to spring on people who they think might be funny and haven't done comedy in a long time. And they're like, you don't have to prepare. You have to do jokes. It's all improvised. And you're just like, cool. And then like, except for the first fucking minute, you have to tell a joke. And I don't really have anything I've written like stand-up wise for like the last 4 years because I was too busy gaining like 50 pounds. So it's kind of hard to, okay, so I did write a few things earlier today during my lunch break at work. It's like 20 minutes of crying and then 10 minutes of trying to figure out if I'm going to quit and then like 30 seconds on the walk back to my office to do the joke. I like baths. Any bath fans out there?
Woo!
Yeah, I love baths. I am a big, I don't know if there's a term for it, like bath boy. Bath boy, bath guy, tubber. Tubber. Kind of worried about Googling that one. Figure it might be something else maybe. I like baths. I don't know why. I think it's like the one really relaxing kind of posh thing that I get to do. Posh. So like, yeah, posh. Like I go online, I find expensive bath bombs, I find oils, I find like big candles. Love candles, big candles. I don't know. I think I really like baths because it's one of like the only really relaxing things you can do where if it takes like a radical left turn, I've got like a few different ways to kill myself.
Ooh.
Like 3 off the top of my head, just not even really Googling. And I tried to Google and you don't find much. It's just a phone number that it just shows you on the first page. It's just like, you should call this number. It's hard to find that Reddit group for that, to find additional ones. But like, there's not a lot of other relaxing activities that you can do where like midway through you're just like, fuck it, I'm out. And there's an exit strategy. Like, you can't yoga and be like, screw this, crack, and then kill yourself. You cannot do that. I can't like relaxing breathe myself to death. I can't do that. I've tried. That's what I wrote earlier today. So that's what I got.
That was good.
I look into the inside of what I think about on my lunch break at work.
You could call yourself like, what's that Chumbawamba song?
A tub thumper?
Tub thumper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that. I have a lot of accoutrement when I go to the bathtub. I bought a skateboard a few years ago because I thought that was going to be a thing. And I'm turning 40 this month. And you know what it does? It sits in my bathtub. You flip it over. It's like a little nice table. It just kind of goes across the bath. That's where the candle and the Nintendo Switch and the 3 alcoholic drinks I have sit. Yeah.
I could listen to you talk about tubs for hours.
I was trying to think like tubber, bath boy, a sudser.
Sudser?
Yeah. Big suds guy.
What's your favorite flavor of bomb for the bath?
I get them in packages because you can't just buy one. You want to, you can. They're too good.
That's how they get you.
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
I am always partial to lavender, but it's less about like how it smells and like how like what it's supposed to do, because they always put on bath bombs. They try and get you. They're just like, this will make you experience calmness that you've never experienced before. And I'm like, it just makes me itch. Oh, I'm allergic to this. This isn't good. Lavender is something I really like, but I think I just like the color purple.
Yeah. Do you like the movie The Color Purple?
I do. I haven't watched the new one though.
Okay.
And I think that I don't know what I liked first, the bath bomb or the movie. And if you made me choose which one I like more, that's going to be a real hard choice. I really do like lavender bath bombs.
Well, guess what the next question is.
Oh shit.
Which one do you like more?
One of the things that you do when you start questioning just everything is like, what colors work best with you? And I've never really been good at knowing like what works for my palette. Mm-hmm. If I have that, I think I have a lack of. I like the color purple, the movie. I've been associated with the color purple, the color, more, so I have to err on the side of the color, the actual color.
Okay.
And I like the way it looks, but I like a soft purple.
I
don't want a
purple.
harsh purple.
Like a royal purple.
Like, no, the royal purple too much. Also ostentatious. Yeah. Also,
I'm glad someone said it.
Yeah.
To be
I'm
honest.
brave. I'm brave. But ostentatious, I like it because it's supposed to be like hoity-toity.
Yeah.
But ostentatious, the word itself is pretty ostentatious. It's a pretty ostentatious word, ostentatious itself.
My next question
also sounds
was
like
what
Austin
that
Powers,
means.
by the way.
Austin Powers. Which Austin Powers movie is your favorite?
I've only watched the first 2.
Oh, you've never seen Goldmember?
I think that Goldmember is the Matrix Revolutions for me, unfortunately. I think they lost the plot. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry,
That
Jim.
was a-
oh
that was
shit.
a-
Where
that
did he
was a
lose the
cold
crowd?
take.
He didn't like Goldmember. Oh god. No, I only remember the first 2, and I remember the first one a lot. And the only thing I remember about the first Austin Power movie is, I'm 13, and it was funny. I don't know what I would think now, but I also just remember like the whole movie is just jokes, and then there's like a 5-minute segment 3/4 of the way that's supposed to make you feel emotions.
Which part is that?
That's where they're just like, oh, he's sad about being in the future and out of the past.
because he's so out of touch.
Yeah, and you're just like, this should have come earlier. I do not feel sorry for Austin Powers. I mean, sure, he's a hero, but is he the hero we need? No. In the year 2003, when did that movie come out?
In 99, I think.
Fuck. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
Did I just make you want to take a bath and end it all? I'm so sorry.
I took a bath. I took a pre-show bath, and I'm here, so that's good. I'm gonna take a post-show bath. We'll see what happens.
Oh,
I'm
man.
fine.
I know you're fine. But guess what my next question is?
Am I fine?
Are you okay?
I've started. It's funny. I've started buying more product than I usually buy, which is like close to nothing. Just not because I'm so attractive that I don't need to. Don't laugh too hard.
That wasn't a joke.
I know. I've started buying things like I bought because I have these dark circles under my eyes. I feel like I have dark circles. Can you guys?
The light's really bright, so you look
Thank
great.
you. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. I started buying stuff, and it's just like you dot this stuff under your eyes, and you rub it in the morning and in the night, and it's supposed to make you, not you. And I've been doing that shit since COVID started, and I don't think it's doing anything, and it's really, it's made me open my eyes to more stuff because my girlfriend has been like, yeah, you think it's gonna work? Guess what? Keep trying it. You're not gonna stop, are you? You just keep buying shit. And then she just starts crying in front of me. I'm just like, okay, should I stop taking you to Lush? Like, I don't know what's happening right now. This is very concerning. But I've started trying to dabble in more things to be like, can I make me not look like this anymore? And I need a before picture to put up at the show. I'll do
Jeff,
that next time.
I think you look great.
Thank you,
I just
Emma.
want to say.
This is me fishing.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah.
I'm
Next question, are you fishing?
yeah.
I kind of see the ebb and flow of this.
That's just the way I
Yeah.
go. I got one last
One
topic
more?
for
Okay.
you, or question. I always ask questions.
I'm just glad we hit Austin Powers. I was praying I'd have
I know.
something to connect
I'm
to Austin
kind of
Powers.
upset you've never seen Gold Member.
Well, we
I
live a
figure
block
it's-
and a half away from each
We
other,
do.
Emma, so
we do.
we could definitely
well, let's
watch
not
it.
let people into our private lives, Jeff.
I live
Um,
at yeah. Okay.
Okay, last thing,
Mhm.
and
Good.
maybe this will answer the questions about your dark circles that no one notices.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
I am a night owl,
Oh,
so
there
I
you
look the
go.
part, which is great. No, I am a. The things I like to do. I like vampires as a kid. I was the student who sat in the back of the classroom, and everyone was just raising their hand, and I was just like, I'm gonna read Anne Rice. That was my MO in high school. That everyone, and that's the thing. Here's the weird thing: is I'm a night owl because I used to actually work at a newspaper. And you have to be up late because I worked in the sports department, which if I tell people I work at the sports department, or I say I work at
sports.
and if I say blank, blank, blank work, blank, blank sports, they're just like, this lying asshole. What is he talking about? I worked at the sports department because they have no standards. So you had to stay late because you had to wait until the last thing was done because the people tomorrow, they have to know. What's a high school? What's a high school around here that someone went to?
Del Oro.
Del Oro. They have to know. What's Del Oro's mascot?
Golden Eagle.
How did the Del Oro Golden Eagles water polo team do?
First of all, I played on the water polo team, and we always won.
Here's the thing. I've had this weird thing. So it's interesting you say that you played water polo because I always thought you looked like you could kill somebody.
First of all, accurate.
I don't know. Complete tangent, but I don't know. If I was to ask you what you think the most violent sport in the world is, you might say football, boxing, rugby. No, it's water polo. You're all wrong. The things I made you say with my mouth, you're all wrong. The closest I've come to somebody dying in front of me of being murdered is a high school water polo match.
Yes.
It is insane.
It is.
There are no rules.
There aren't.
They will murder you, and you will see so much unnecessary nudity.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
The best thing is you can't see what happens under
The
waves.
water. Yeah. No. And here's the thing. Other sports like football and rugby, those are dangerous sports. You can't drown during those sports. No other sport. Just play hockey and melt the ice, and then you've got something close to water polo. It is a dangerous sport. You shouldn't play it. But it is super interesting to watch, and it's an Olympic sport. And
It's
Emma
great.
did it.
I did.
Yeah.
For a long time. You guys give it up for Jeff Brown. So good, my bud. All right, and keep that going. Your next comic coming to the stage, local favorite, just recorded a special, you guys. Very funny. Give it up for Chaz Hawkins.
Hey, Jeff, when's your birthday? Oh, okay. No, I mean mine's on the 10th. So yeah, I was just. Yeah. All right. Way to make it weird. Let's see. I can't fight. Well, I don't want to say I can't fight. I'll just say I'm unproven. Some of us are unproven. Even if you fought before, maybe you can't fight anymore. You don't know that till you get in a fight. One thing I did realize is what you could do is instead of fighting. People say there's other things you could do. You could talk out your problems. But one thing that you could do is instead of fighting, you could always just push somebody into a bush. You already knew that? And I know it sounds really stupid, but the funny thing is that nobody actually knows how to get out of a bush. we are all thinking right now we've never seen that ever happen in our lives, Like remember when we were like little kids and you like kick the ball into a bush, and then you just have to find new friends. Like you never get that ball back. That ball's dead to you. It's just a story now. And it always worked. Like there's always different bushes for whatever the situation is. There was a kid that was normally my friend, but one day he's being a jerk. So I pushed him right into an aloe vera plant. It's very, very bad. They're super sharp. He get all scratched up. But then he'd heal himself right back up because that's how aloe vera works. He'd actually lose that cold he had for a couple of weeks. He's still your friend. I think. Well, okay. It's just hard to get out of a bush. Like Bush wasn't even a good president, and he won twice. This is extremely hard. There's a story in the Bible where God visits Moses, and he comes in the form of a burning bush. And I used to read that and think one thing, but now I'm wondering, like, did God get stuck? Did he just make bushes too good? He can't even get out of it himself. All right, I think that's good, right?
What's another Bible story that comes to mind? Do you have any other Bible stories?
Jonah and the well. I don't know. I'm just thinking of that.
Yeah. Expand. Talk about Jonah and the well.
There's a guy named Jonah, and there's a well.
So far, you're correct.
Yeah. The well swallows Jonah. Jonah's not listening to God. He's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. So he goes. I think he goes someplace else. My mom's gonna kill me if she's watching this show. 'Cause I should definitely know it. I'm just making shit up now. There were some lightning bolts. No. So Jonah's not listening to God, and he goes. God tells him to go one place. He goes to another place. A well swallows him, takes him to the place God said he should have been all along, and then spits him up back on the. I think that's
more or less. What do you think about what do you think about alien abductions?
I don't think they're good.
Like you are anti-alien abduction. You are going on the record.
So I don't. I mean, like I don't know. The whole thing is like when I was a little kid, they always talk about aliens probing you.
Yes.
And that's the only reason we don't like alien abductions because we just don't want to get probed.
It's the reason some of us love them.
The reason I don't like aliens is the same reason I don't want to go to jail. Worrying about getting probed. I do think I do think aliens are gonna come here whenever they do make contact because we've been shooting this laser beam up in the sky for like the past 3 years. Yeah. Yeah. Why are there no laws against that? It's like we're not even shooting it to anything. We're just shooting it up in the sky.
What do you think about camping?
Camping? I think people my complexion don't do it very often. I mean, camping is cool, but I don't know. I understand being one with nature, but also I like amenities. So it's it's like I still want to check my email. I do like marshmallows though. I like the s'mores and burnt marshmallows.
I was just gonna ask, is that your preference? Is the burnt mallow? Do you
Yeah,
get it?
you gotta-
do you get
you
real,
gotta-
real burnt?
Yeah, you gotta burn it. That's
Yeah.
the way it tastes good.
Sick. What do you think of? What do you think about the mafia?
Nice.
Excellent call, Chaz. Talk about the mafia.
You don't talk about the mafia. What do you?
No, I just told you to, though.
Okay.
So it's okay. They'll let you.
I think they organize crime.
Yeah.
I mean, I you know, the mafia. They don't really make it out to Sacramento. I don't think this is more of like an East Coast thing.
Or so we think.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just very organized.
It's a good video game though.
Oh, yeah. True.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's there's all those, they got good movies. The mafia has a lot of good stuff.
Speak to the virtues of the mafia.
Well, one thing they don't have a problem with is marketing. They're very good at marketing.
Their
Yeah.
PR firm.
Yeah.
No notes.
Anybody that doesn't like them, somehow they disappear. So there's no bad reviews on the mafia.
Speaking of video games, because you kind of mentioned that, are there any like childhood standout video games that like you're just like constantly kind of with you that you still think about?
I mean, I played a lot of video games. I always remember like Contra, because that for me it's just like it's probably aging me, but it was like the first game that I felt like it was like a 2-player game at the same time. So I always thought that was cool.
But do you know the cheat code?
Is that like up down? No, that's a different game,
sorry,
right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, up down, left right, select
Yeah,
start
yeah.
or something like that. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
select
yeah.
start. Yeah, I just
A B B A.
yeah. It's like a whole like there's a lot of comics that have a joke like that, and it's just like, oh, select start. If you have it.
He's calling you a hack, Emma. He's calling you a hack.
Wow.
What's your stance on cheat codes in general? I mean, beyond like the goofy ones, like cheat codes that are actually used to like get better at the game, like not just goofy things like giant heads, like that's silly fun. But like, are you like for or against cheat codes?
I'm all for it,
Yeah?
man. Yeah, I remember playing Sonic, and there was like a cheat code, so that Sonic was like gold, and there's nothing that you could do to him. I remember all the. Like, I used to want all this stuff, but it's just like there's no, I don't know, there's like a disconnect between my parents and me for like understanding all that shit. Like, there was like Game Genie, and
Yes,
there was
Game
like
Genie,
a fucking,
yeah.
there was like a glove that I don't know how, but it just can do stuff. It was, it's like I don't know, it's like, no, I need the glove, and they don't understand that. So, yeah, I remember that they used to sell magazines that had codes in it. Yeah, I'm aging myself.
Did you ever have a magazine subscription? Did you ever subscribe to anything?
I don't.
No.
I mean, like maybe, but it's like one of those things where like they you just fill it out and then they send it to you, and then later they send you a bill and then you don't pay the bill. So, yeah.
Let's see. You ask one. I've been asking so many over here.
Oh wow. Let's see. Have you ever had crumpets?
Crumpets. No, but I know it goes with tea.
Yeah.
Right? That's
Are you tea or coffee person?
I like both, but probably more coffee.
Yeah.
What are crumpets? What are they?
I think they're like biscuits.
Oh, so
I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea.
You don't even know.
I've been watching a
Because
lot
biscuits are like cooked, so it's like just nobody actually knows what they are. They
I don't
just keep
think
going
so.
like, no, they're like biscuits, and biscuits are like cookies, and cookies are like
Yeah. It's like a European thing. I don't know.
yeah.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I don't know. It was my favorite scary movie. I remember like probably the movie that scared me the most was like Candyman when I was a little.
Oh yeah.
It's like I don't know. I feel like it's a black thing. It was, it was like white people had Bloody Mary and we had Candyman. It's just like, So if I say Bloody Mary 3 times, she's not gonna come because I'm black.
Yeah.
She's got the time to be racist at that point.
What was Candyman's thing? Because I never watched it because it scared me. I remember bees.
Yeah, there was a lot of bees, and he had
Yeah.
a hook, and it was just like you say Candyman 3 times, and he comes and kills you, but he has a hook. But then like in the movie, it's like actually a guy, and he has like these pathways through the mirror. I don't. I was scared.
Last one, St. Patrick's Day. Give us some warm takes on St. Patrick's Day.
There's beer. I was born in Illinois, so in St. Patrick's Day they paint the river green in Chicago.
I didn't know that. Is that bad for the fish?
The lake, huh?
Is that is there any I mean I guess PETA would have a field day if it was bad for the fish, but I'm just thinking of the green water. That can't be good. I don't know.
Yeah. It's just one of those things where you don't care.
You just deal with it.
Yeah, I mean that's Chicago's problem. It's not.
I feel like that's Chicago's problem is kind of every other city's motto.
And
That's Chicago's problem, baby.
I feel like we're wrapping it right around to the mafia. It's just like, there's nothing wrong with the green. I don't know where the
Jazz Hawkins, everybody.
Yes.
All right, folks, we've reached the thrilling climax of the evening. Please make it real loud for my co-host, the hilarious Emma Haney.
You guys give it up for everybody you saw tonight. It takes real strength to get up here, so that's nice. I despite my beverage up here, one of my New Year's resolutions was to cut back on drinking this year. That's like water, you know what I mean? Coors Light's the only thing that I could drink like 13 of and be like, well, I'm hydrated and find a drive. It's great. I love it. But yeah, I've been trying to cut back on drinking because I got kind of out of control with it last year. I'll give you an example. On on New Year's Eve, I came home like blackout drunk, like don't remember how I got home or like anything. And the thing about where I live is we have stairs, but they're like switchback stairs. You know, switchback stairs, like you go up, there's a landing, you go up again. You know how stairs be, just going up and shit. And I came home blackout drunk, but when I woke up the next day, I woke up on the landing, like I just passed out there. Like in my drunken stupor, I was just like, well, I guess I'll make base camp here and try for the summit tomorrow. That's oh, it's funny. I like to do this thing while drinking and or driving, where I like to eat an apple while I'm doing it, right? Because I feel like it adds a touch of innocence a little bit. Like if a cop was gonna drive by and see me and be like, oh, they're swerving a little bit, and be like, oh wait, is she eating an apple? Like, I'll let her go. That nerd's gonna be okay. She's probably got Goosebumps books in the front seat. She's gonna be all right. I actually have an apple in my car in the front seat right now, so that's funny. What else do I got? How many of you guys had an umbrella tonight? Yeah, give it up for yourselves for being brave. I used his umbrella when I went outside to smoke, and I realized how out of practice I was with an umbrella, and I kept thinking I was gonna bust a hole with my cigarette. I don't really have any newer jokes, so we can just riff for a bit if you want.
Yeah, how about that? I want to know what's your s'more preference.
What do you mean? What's my s'more preference? Like how I take them?
Yeah,
how I take my
how do you
s'mores?
take them?
I love a burnt marshmallow. I like to just, and I don't know if it's just like my shitty timing when I'm camping and I'm like kind of drunk and or high, but I like to catch them on fire and then be like, whoo, blow it out, smush it. That's my preference for s'mores.
I feel like such a dork. I'm one of the people who do not let it like like smolder and burn.
So you're like a
I get
slow
I get
roaster.
a complete. Well, not even that. I get a complete flame and immediately extinguish. I want the inside to be nice and gooey.
Yeah.
And I want it all to be hot, but I don't need the char.
I like the char, but I'm also strange because I like burnt food. Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
weird?
Yeah.
I like to constantly feel like I'm gonna have a stroke. It's my favorite thing. Like I like burnt toast. I like well done pizza. That's also my thing.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's super strange.
freak.
It's very weird.
Talk about hypnosis.
Don't believe in it.
You don't believe
Don't
that
believe
it's
in it.
possible? You don't believe in the power of persuasion, Emma?
I don't. Okay, so here's the thing. I've done comedy for like 14 years. Humble brag. And I've
The humblest.
I know you
of
can't
brags.
tell by me being up here right now, but I've had some practice with this. And I've had to open for a hypnotist. And like one of his things is he brought me up and I was the biggest wet blanket. Because I literally just sat there and was like, not working, toots. Try again. And then he immediately got me off the stage. He was pretty mad.
What do you think of weighted blankets?
I've tried a weighted blanket because I have like super bad depression. And my therapist was like, you got to get yourself a weighted blanket. They're the best. I didn't like it. It made me feel very claustrophobic. And this is embarrassing. I had it when I used it, it was my boyfriend's. And when I used it, it was like folded a couple times. So it was very hard to get off. As in masturbation, and because I couldn't move my arms at all. But they kind of scared me a little bit. I didn't like it. It kind of gave me anxiety because I was like, I can't get it off.
Yeah, I feel
My
like I
cat,
would
my
have a
cat just
similar-
stared at me. He just stared at me.
He didn't do a
He
damn
wasn't
thing.
gonna do a damn thing, but he's a prince, so you know.
I want to keep it kind of in the same theme here. Emotional support animals. What do you think about them?
I believe in them. I don't know. Only because, like, so I have bipolar 2 depression. Sounds like a really shitty sequel to a movie. You know what I mean? Like bipolar 2, and this time it's personal. And so one of the worst like episodes I had was last year. And my cat was like the best. I love that guy now more than ever. My favorite person. We got to know each other real well. And he's cute. I love my cat so much. Don't get me started on my cat.
Let's hear more about
I was fishing there. You see that?
what's the cutest thing R2, because it's R2,
my cat's
right?
name is
Yes.
R2, like D2.
What's the cutest thing R2 has done in recent memory?
In recent memory, my cat R2, he fetches hair ties. Does your cat too? It is adorable. I love seeing him carry stuff in his mouth. It does something maternal to me that I do not understand. But besides that, he's kind of a shit. He's kind of a shit. And I never understood, like, when people would get irritated, like, you see all these videos of, like, cats going crazy for food. And, like, people would be like, oh, this is, and I never got that until I got this cat. And now he's such a whore for food. It's weird. He, like, presents to me. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And it's really weird.
You ever do catnip?
No, we have not tried catnip yet. He got into my weed once. And that was scary. I was like scared up all night. I'm like, do I shove my finger down his throat? But I let him ride it out.
Yeah, sounds like a pretty chill night for the cat.
He was chill, dude. We watched like Hello Lord of the Rings. I'm like, man, this guy's on the level. I put my blacklight posters up.
Threw on Dark Side.
yeah, Pink Floyd Dark Side. I'm like, have you ever seen this while watching Wizard of Oz? Oh, we got to do it. We got to sync it. He's a fun hang, man. He's great.
Sounds like a fun hang.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing I want to talk about a little here.
Well,
I wonder
8
if you're
minutes.
familiar here. Have you seen any of the clips and whatnot from Glasgow? This horrible Willy Wonka experience thing. Are we
No.
familiar with this? So,
I have no idea
So
what
this
that
was
is.
this insane scammy thing that happened in Glasgow where they organized an event like. not cheap. It was like, I think $50 a person or whatever the exchange rate might be. And it was like pitched as a family event where you go into this amazing immersive experience with Willy Wonka, and it's all this different stuff like that. And
But
all the
which version of Willy Wonka?
It's not even that, because it was completely unlicensed and all this stuff, and all the photos that they had on their site were clearly AI generated, as well as all the
Could you tell by the
descriptions.
hands?
Well,
That's
yeah,
always
there's
how you
that,
know.
and then just all like the descriptions and stuff was full of like, you know, horrible misspelling and stuff like that. But it was insane. I'm sad you haven't seen these pictures.
Is this? Yeah.
It was all over the internet over
I'm
the
not
week.
an internet gal.
Yeah.
I really am not.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
We still have like 7 minutes, y'all.
Well, let's
maybe a different topic.
Well-
Jeff,
Oh.
I saw you raise your hand.
Jeff
Do you
has a
want to get
topic?
on the mic? Oh yeah, you can ask me.
Get
some-
on the mic.
This is Jeff and I have been friends for a long time.
Yeah.
Played D&D, played video
Yeah,
games.
more than marriage when you play D&D together. You live a
We've
whole
had
life
some
together.
adventures.
Yeah. So kind of on the topic of video games, and I know that you're a gamer.
I am.
Yeah.
It's your boy.
So when you play a video game that gives you the option to make moral decisions,
Oh, honey.
how do you lean more towards you're gonna go light side or dark side, Paragon or Renegade?
So I always think, and the best example, I guess, in recent games I've played is Red Dead 2. Do we have any fans? Red Dead Redemption 2, amazing game. Bath for 25 cents? Get out of here. I always like to think when I play a game and I have those options that I am going to be like, man, I'm going to be a fucking renegade, a scoundrel. I'm going to rob people. I'm going to do I never do. I always make the right decisions. Even like Fable. Did you guys ever play Fable? Yes. Fable also, I was like, man, I'm just going to be like a badass just killing people. And I never did. I had the halo and the butterflies. They called me Chicken Chaser for years. I never changed that nickname. I just kept it. But I always just still stick down the good path, because you never know. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Wait, elaborate. You never know. Like you
Someone's
never know. They
watching
might
and
be
they
real.
know my decisions. They know my decisions. I can feel it in my bones. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna go to. I don't know.
Go to video game hell.
Yeah, video game hell. I was always worried about Arthur in Red Dead 2. I'm like, nah, I gotta play it good.
Well, I'm sure you're going to video game heaven, and so we all are. This has been the show, folks. Thank you for coming out to
Thank
Warm
you
Takes.
guys for coming.
We do it every first Friday of the month at 9 o'clock. Tell your friends. Get home safe.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Or, you know, if you don't want to leave, we're not done for the evening. We're done with Warm Takes, obviously. But LLGBT Plus presents Say Yes is coming up in about, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, as long as it takes for me to set up the stage and get us ready. If you want to hang out, we can upgrade you out front. If you're done with us for the evening, well, check out stabcomedytheater.com for our full calendar of events. We're live in person Thursdays through Sundays, and we stream everything we do 6 nights a week. Thanks for coming out. Say Yes will begin in about, let's call it 14 minutes.
And she doesn't give a damn. Tell me, say, come on, come on, come on, come on. I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. Listen to Iron Maiden. She's walking over to me. This must be fate. My lip starts to shake. How does she know who I am? And why does she give a damn about me? Sing, come on, come on, come on. I got some tickets to Iron Maiden, maybe. Come with me Friday, don't say maybe. I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby like you. No, I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby like you.
All the small things, truth care, truth brings. I'll take one lift, you're right, best trip. Always, I know you'll be in my show, watching, waiting, commiserating. Say it ain't so, I will not go. Turn the lights off, carry me home. Na 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 na. Oh, na 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 na. Late night, come home, work sucks. I know she left me roses by the stairs. Surprised it let me know she cares. Say it ain't so, I will not go. Turn the lights off, carry me home. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Angel smile is what you sell. You promise me heaven, then put me through hell. Chains of love got a hold on me. When passion's a prison, you can't break free. Oh, you're a loaded gun, yeah. Oh, there's nowhere to run. No one can save me. The damage is done. Shot through the heart, and you're to blame. You give love a bad name. I play my part, and you play your game. You give love a bad name. Paint your smile on your lips with blood red nails on your fingertips. A schoolboy's dream, you act so shy. Your first kiss, oh, it was your first goodbye. Oh, you're a loaded gun, yeah. Oh, there's nowhere to run. No one can save me. The damage is done. Shot through the heart, and you're to blame. You give love a bad name. I play my part, and you play
street. Did my time, took my chances. Went the distance, now I'm back on my feet. Just a man and his will to survive. So many times it happens too fast. You change your passion for glory. Don't lose your grip on the dreams of the past. You must fight just to keep them alive. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the cream of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night, and he's watching.
Hi, how is everyone doing? Welcome to Say Yes. Thank you so much for coming in person. Thank you so much for watching at home. My name is Suzette Vanetti, and with me is, as always, is Manny Petty. Hello. And Katana Ray.
Hi.
And then with us this episode, special guest Rose Rose.
Yes, hello.
Okay.
I'm going to take my glasses off because I don't have the glare reflector things on these glasses.
Oh, well, and the lights. It's, better to see me. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, tonight's episode is about booking, and we've done that already. Yeah, we did. And I had things that I was like, I learned things. I learned Mean Girls is lesbian coded. I learned that from a 45-minute YouTube video. Yeah, and there was something else I was like, I should say I learned that, but
I know. Well, it's been a month. We took February off, so we've gone for a month.
So 2 months.
Oh well, I can't do math.
Well, I mean,
I'm
you're
only
right. We
half
missed a
Asian.
month, but
We knew that.
we haven't filmed since early January.
What have you done in the last
early December?
Oh shit! What have you done in the last 2 months? Anything fun?
Me?
Yeah, we'll go down the line.
Well, last time we were supposed to be here and we weren't. I did a stand-up show in Oakland.
Okay.
And it was weird because the guy right before me, he bombed really hard, like really, really hard, and his jokes were like about like hating women and aborting babies.
Hilarious.
And then when it wasn't working, he just doubled down and did more jokes about hating women and aborting babies. And the guy right before him did jokes. It wasn't a joke, actually. Let me take that back. He went on a diatribe about how, like, there's no difference between men and women except men choose to be dominating in the world and women don't make that choice. And
funny.
So, I know. So I got up and I was like, well, I'm not going to say that stuff, and got the biggest laugh that I could have gotten. So that's what I did.
I like a little misogyny in my comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit, just enough.
That's why I pay a ticket
You
to
don't
see.
really hate women, you just despise them.
I just can't stand them, but I don't hate them.
Get it?
I did get a green light to say that we can't say the date because it's not set.
Okay.
But we can announce on air that we're doing. Do you want to announce it?
Oh, our thing?
Yeah.
We're doing Drag Race.
No.
They're going to disappear for 3 weeks.
I could never.
2 for this one.
No. So me and Suzette have been working on, mostly Suzette because she's doing all the work. We are
it's both of us.
Producing a night, which is going to be at Ace of Spades in Sacramento and sometime maybe in the summertime.
It'll be in a month that starts with M, but not not this one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Work.
And it's like a blood rave. So like have you seen the movie Blade?
Yeah.
Say yes. You remember the beginning when they go to the rave and there's like blood? Well, not literally blood, but it's based on like early 2000s, late 90s industrial like goth club shit. Like
I know the movie.
Okay. Now I'm talking about that's the night. I'm talking about it's based on that. Get it?
Yeah. So we're doing that,
So
and
that'd be
then
fun.
I think we can announce the date of prom.
The baby.
Yes. Well, let's just say it's in June. We're doing prom in June at Ace of Spades.
I agree. Yes.
Yeah, for like adults and stuff. Like it doesn't have to be for prom age people. It's just like, did you go to prom and you didn't get to wear what you wanted to, or did you not get to go with who you wanted to, or you went with who you wanted to, but now you're with someone better and you would rather go to prom with that person and make those memories? Then you can do that because it's for adults. Yeah, which is cool and kind of bummer for kids, but.
And what have you produced lately?
I actually just finished my world tour. I just actually released my second album.
Act 1.
The Rose Rosé, Part 2. The re-up. And then I actually just finished writing my book.
It's a lovely book. I read the first 7 drafts?
I showed her the parts with her name in it. Yeah.
For legal to
It
get
was
them
fierce.
to sign off on them.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that'd be. How many books would actually get written if you had to do that?
To what? To get
Like, if
to
Brittany had to go to Justin and be like, okay, this is the book. These are the parts about you. He's like, no.
You're not allowed to just say what you want when you want it in a book.
I feel like it's with a grain of salt. Like, you can say what you want, but it's not like this is fact. It's just whatever. So you risk like defamation of character. If it's like they did this, but I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know.
You can say whatever you want.
I also
whenever
can't
you
read
want.
or write.
You're just not free of repercussions. Is the thing.
Yeah, like you get backlash. Like everyone else, like this is my story. Like it's kind of like when like OJ was like innocent. Like he's like, but if I did do it, I would have done this. Like it's kind of like, okay, well, it's already proven, or he already got you know. So it's like nothing really can come from it except now everyone just like he did that shit.
I don't think it took the book, but yeah.
It can't be like fact.
I think we knew
but
he
the
did
gloves
it.
didn't fit.
We knew he did it first, and then he wrote the book, and it was like, okay, you don't need to brag about it. Like, it's weird. What did you guys? Did you do anything?
That's a no.
No, yeah.
Well, and we should say that like you've been doing gigs and stuff for the last 2 months. You've been doing fun stuff.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I've been doing for the last 2 months? I've been preparing for the competition. Not Drag Race, sorry. A local competition, Max Drag, starts next week.
All Stars.
Yeah, All Stars. All Stars. I lost my season. I came in second place.
Isn't the show at Badlands?
Yes, it is at Badlands.
I heard about it.
Katana.
Well, recently at my show at Use of Paradise in Stockton at Paradise Nightclub, we recently just rebranded to move our days from Thursday nights to Tuesday nights. So every Tuesday at 9 is Use the Paradise Drag Show, which you can catch me, Helen, Manny, Rose, just depending on who's available that week, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're like, you need to change your night. I'm like, okay, work. And then, which they haven't promoted what's going on Thursdays now at all. I have no idea what's going on there, but wasn't good enough for us, apparently.
What if they had another drag show?
I would burn that building to the ground from the inside out.
You know, it's funny, like, speaking of, Scarlett sent me a screenshot of someone from Facebook that I think we all know, and they're like, okay, like, no one's drag is problematic or weird unless it's mine, or forgettable unless it's mine. And I'm like, well, the fact that no one's talking about it, she's right.
Well,
I want to see the screenshot.
I want to see it too.
It begins with a...
I liked the post.
It's funny because we were actually talking about, like, hold on, I'm going to burp because I had too much Dr. Pepper. Go ahead. You talk.
Let it out, baby.
Hold on.
It was cute, though. It was a cute burp.
I'm in my bully era, so let me see.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking right before the show started. We need to reward you guys for coming in person. We need to have, like, a Patreon-only moment where, like, we cut the feed and, like, then it comes back. Yeah, and, like, a cute little waiting room, like, and we can talk all the shit in front of you guys.
Yeah, when we talk shit, we'll redact the names on there, but we'll let you guys hear the names.
Well, we'll have to check with Jesse and see if we can do that, because that'd be more producing, not showing it while people are zooming in on.
It says all drag is valid ... unless of course it's my drag, then it's problematic and forgettable. Upside down.
Okay, wait, hold on, let me see.
And then
wait for the reaction when she
like,
makes
who
the
pissed
name?
her off now?
Look.
No, poker face. I'm gonna poker face it. That would be a Patreon only moment. We can, after we cut, I will tell you guys exactly what I think about that.
I don't think we even told what these patrons or what our show even is. They stayed just. You guys didn't come for us, I'm assuming, right? You just stayed because they said to stay. Yeah, see,
Well,
we
it's
should
a
explain
drag-
ourselves.
Okay, right on. So this is called Say Yes. It's a drag talk show where we answer macro drag questions in a micro fashion. So, like, example, should drag queens wear sneakers? I think you strong opinions. But your face said you knew. Right, but I know.
He
But
said, "I know this
what would
one."
what would you say if a drag queen was in sneakers? Okay.
I love that answer.
Yeah. Depends. For me, it depends on the look. Like, if the look is... It depends on the look. Like, okay, so last night I did Mean Girl show, right? And, like, I was Katie Heron.
Lindsay Lohan.
The redhead. Yeah. And so for...
Knew that.
For the first look, I was like, she's not in heels in that look. She's not fashionable. That's the whole point, is she's, like, not fashionable. So I just wore some shell toes. Adidas? I thought you were, like, going to be a sneakerhead. Oh, okay.
Why, because he's Asian?
No, because he was, like,
kidding.
sick. Low tops, high
I'm
tops,
just
chunky
kidding.
ones.
You know, I figure, like, I discovered, like, I think everyone has, like, a universal, like, shared experience that, like, we all, you know, like, when you go to the mall and, like, those shoe cleaners and the kiosks in the mall, I think everyone hates them because we have one right outside my store. I don't hate them, but
My dad was a shoe cleaner.
But does he go like, hey, let me turn those Balenciagas into whatever? Like, I was like, I learned that my shoes are Balenciaga knockoffs because of them. Like, oh, for the Balenciagas, I'm like, these are Amazon Prime. But thanks for letting me know that they are knockoffs.
The Balenciagas?
Amazianas?
The funniest thing I heard a guy say was like, let me turn those Crocs into Gators.
You right, Brian, you can turn my Crocs into Gators, okay?
It's a free demonstration.
Not
You sure
shoe cleaners
can.
with game. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, love them.
What a pickup line for cleaning shoes. Anyway,
It would get me.
We always answer and because we can't speak, we're just 4 drag performers from Sacramento, right? We can't answer like questions for every drag performer ever. That would be disingenuous and we get canceled, rightfully so. But we can talk about our experiences and our scene, and so that's what we're gonna do today. And actually, I wanted to talk. I've been thinking about like what themes we can talk about, and with our month break, I was like, oh, this thing's kind of bothering me. Let's talk about it. And so we've talked about booking before, but I thought we can get a little more personal, and I would explain like why I book the way I book, and we might have talked about it, but if you don't remember it, maybe it was like
I think we glazed over it.
We talk about it every now and then.
You know what it was? It was we had drank a lot of kava, and so we were all over the place.
The kava needs to come back. We need more kava sponsorships. Come on, Pila Kava, come through. So I'm in the and I'll just say the topic and then I'll let you guys take it away. But like I'm in the mood now where I'm like, sorry, I had another cute burp. If first of all, the booking has to be appropriate for the venue. Like that's every producer owes that to the venue to book the appropriate performers for the venue, and then I think after that you have to book who you want, because ultimately it's on you. You don't have to book who you want, but you're going to, and you should be allowed to book who you want, whether it's your friends or whether it's people that have booked you that you feel like you want to owe them a favor. So we have talked about it because I remember that moment. But like that's kind of where I am in this year is like I'm gonna book people that book me. And I'm gonna book people that like I like to work with, and in the past, I've been told not to do that, but I don't understand why. So, okay, what do you guys think?
I mean, yeah, I think booking is a weird thing because it's like there's a lot of people that I book because I want to work with you and I haven't had the opportunity to. Like I just had this conversation with Tinsel the other day where it was like I wanted to work with you forever, but we've never had lined up schedules. And then, now I have my show that I can, be able to book Tinsel at. But for me, it was like when I first started booking, I wanted to make sure that I let everybody who booked me like get a chance. Like, hey Diva, like let me repay you for that great opportunity with this fun little show we have. But also the way I book my shows is very specific. Like I want the cast to complement each other, and if you're not complimenting the rest of the performers, it's not personal, babe. I'm trying to put on a good fucking drag show, And I feel like a lot of people do get their feelings hurt by that, but I'm sorry that I have a bunch of talented friends.
That's what I always say is like I book my friends, but also they're talented. Like it's not like I'm like if I was booking terrible people, like you don't do drag, right? Okay, if I booked you,
not yet.
Like right, he is Asian, so you got a future if you want it.
I don't know what that even means.
Because like.
Because Asians are pretty in drag?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
That's not even. That's just.
Look at the mug right there.
This is top tier drag right here.
Still pretty.
Sorry, I had to work till like 8:45.
But you're still here.
Yeah.
You still have one of the fiercest mugs.
So it's
right now too.
It's the Asian privilege. It's like you got the Keanu Reeves Lucy Liu thing.
I'm just saying you can't say that about white people. You can't be like, oh, that person's probably gonna be pretty in drag.
Fair.
See the laughter. See the laughter. It's like facts.
Fair.
Facts are facts. T is T. So anyway, it'd be so inappropriate. Like if I was like what's your name? Brian. If I was like Brian, I want to book you on a Friday at Badlands to be in Friday's Hour Drag. Like, and the reason that would be inappropriate is because you don't do drag. So why am I booking you for a premiere show that other people have been working so hard to do? Right? Like, that's not appropriate.
Stunt casting.
Yeah. Brian likes shoes. He's wearing sneakers. So anyway, yeah. Do people reach out to you? And say like, why didn't you book me?
It's like the second you become a producer, they smell it. Like
They
you
smell
can
it.
even
They can
announce the
sniff it.
venue or the show yet, and you just get 30 baby queens in your DMs. Hey, I'm looking to perform right now. Hey, I'm looking. Oh my God. Can you wait a minute? Can I announce the show first? Can I have a debut cast? Can we make sure the show is reoccurring? Like, and so I feel like they can smell that. I get DMs all the time still, and I'm like, I don't got shit to book no more. Like, please leave me alone.
So you're not booking anything?
Here and there.
You book here and there.
Here and there. Here and there.
Okay. And when they message you, like, do you say like you just say like, oh, I'll get to you, or what do you say?
Honestly, I point them because for me, when I book my shows, like how kind of piggyback off what he was saying, I have a certain, when I do book a show, I have a certain kind of theme I want to go for, or certain performers, or a certain type of vibe that I want to go for. And so usually I'll point them, it depends on where they're at in their drag. So if they're kind of new to the scene still, I'm going to point them to places where that is accepted and celebrated, which is FTLP or Bear Dive on a Sunday, or Friday, or Saturday, or any other day of the week. But I would point them in the direction where I know they could grow, because they wouldn't be successful at my show. Because I feel like when you're booking a show too, you have to book people who will be successful at that show. Because if you don't, that you're setting someone up to fail. If you know they can't entertain a sold out brunch show, it's setting them up to fail to throw them out there. So you as a producer have to make sure you're doing what's right for the performer, if they fit that venue or not.
And sometimes people don't believe that. Sometimes people think that they're right for the venue for the show, and you're not. They're not, right? And like, so you're just like, not yet. Like, not yet. Like, I'm not saying no forever. I mean, some people you do want to say like no forever, right? But like it's just like, not yet, Brian. You have to start on Mondays.
Exactly.
Yeah. Katana.
It's hard. It's kind of difficult for me because like for our show, it's not like a paid gig, and it's very much like a come out if you want, but also like now that because like for the first like 6 or 7 years, our show was not like a lucrative show that like we got to pick and choose who we wanted to have in the cast. It's kind of like, well, we'll take what we get because we're slim pickings in Stockton, but I always was like, I don't want to like I don't want to be like, I want to have an amateur like every single week. We scare them away.
Well, I was gonna say, now that he found out he can't do brunch on Fridays, he was like, you know what? I don't want to start on Mondays.
He said, "Fuck it, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it."
And I've seen FTLP. I'm good.
Yeah.
That's I started at After Hours, so I'm all about like something like that existing.
Because like we'd always have like, I don't know, like Helen would always have like the new person like open the show, and I'd always be like, I don't want our first impression to be like this newcomer person. And I know like you have to start somewhere, and there's not really any drag from like, except for Modesto and Stockton, there's nowhere like in the Central Valley other than Sacramento that you can do drag at, just to start off at least, unless you go to like a community show or a college show, which is where I started. But it puts you in a weird position because like you're gonna be like, oh, like I don't want to say no based on like just because I don't like your drag, but it's like I do want to say no because I don't like your drag. It's like I had to ask some girls recently. I'm like, is it bad to like just not book someone if you just don't like their drag? Like, is that unacceptable behavior to be like, I don't like your drag, and it's my show?
Yeah, it's your show. No,
so
you
what's
have
the
every
point?
right. I'm sorry.
I feel like as long as you're not a bitch about it, I feel like do it. Oh well, it's your show at the end of the day. So,
but like how also like it's hard to be like, for lack of a better word, it's hard to be honest about it. To be like, oh, I think because I'm always like, I think we're booked for the next 2 months or something. But also I'm like, I just don't like what you do, and I don't know how to tell you that your drag is not my thing without it being like a bitchy thing to say. Because like, if I say like, oh, I have a certain caliber of drag I want to present to my show, and you don't fit that caliber, like how do you say that in a not fucked up way?
I think that's a double-edged sword.
Left on red.
I think you're a bitch either way. So left on red.
Left on red.
Left in the request.
I think the responsibility might be on the person messaging. Like, okay, so like if I message someone, like I am aware my drag is polarizing a lot. A lot of people don't get it. Some people don't think I'm doing drag or don't think I'm entertaining. And so I think I would say that somewhere in that inquiry. Like if I wrote to people like, hey, Tox, I want to do your show. If I'm not a good fit, that's okay. I would understand, but I just wanted to express interest in doing that show. Then you can be like, you're not a good fit, And I mean, then it can get weird because I'd be like, well, why not? You know, but it's like, well, you said you might not be, so.
And I also feel like it's healthy to get those no's from different venues too, because you know what? There's some venues that I've realized, I don't think I actually fit that vibe. I don't think I fit that show. And you know what? I'm actually happy I didn't do that show because it's not me. It's not what I do. And so I feel like even for me, it's healthy to get those no's because it's like, okay, what do I need to do to improve myself? Because then it's even more rewarding when they're like, we do want to book you now, or we've seen your growth. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's also something where it's like you're kind of motivating them to do better, where it's like you give them a no, but it's a no right now, like what Suzette was saying, and not a no forever.
I just feel like
Say their name.
No, I feel like for me, like, it's
I probably
like,
hate it too.
It's like I don't think I know anyone that was like a no at first and became a yes. So you're,
oh, you bitch.
Like, even people that we know that started off, like even when Manny was new or when you were new, it's like we knew that like there was something there already. You know, does that make sense? Like it's like we knew like oh they're gonna grow, but I'll have them here now. Like it's really hard to say. Like it comes off as very like elitist, but I'm like. I just don't, because at the end of the day, it's like we are entertainers and we have to entertain an audience. And for us in Paradise and Stockton, it's like we have a very like limited audience and we need to like bring in numbers of people. And I don't want people to come into our show and see like this like half-assed performance and then just be like, oh, that's what this is, and then dip before the show's even halfway done. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's hard. Like if it's a lucrative enough place that like it doesn't matter what numbers are bringing in, but when it comes down to like we need to fill up the bar, we need to have people who have a following or like. We'll bring people in at least, like that is a factor, and we learned that the hard way. That now we have to change our nights. That like now it is like a numbers game.
Yeah, and I feel like I like to keep a consistent circle of people that I book because they're people I can rely on. Like I book people I can rely on. I've done 2 shows now where both of my casts showed up 30 minutes past being late.
I said sorry.
You know, yeah.
I said sorry.
Oh. Let's talk about that, yes, because I was there, and it's like communication. Also, like if you're gonna be late, message and say, "Hey, Rose, I am so sorry. I have no good excuse. I will be there at this time. I hope that's okay. I'm doing my best."
And I've gotten the reverse phone call from you about being late. Do you remember that? And that.
Say what it is though, so if people aren't like weirded out.
Say your name.
So story time. I used to be a queen who was infamous for running late to shows, and I would run 15, 20 minutes late and be like, hey, whatever. Well, this show was not the show to run late at because it was ran by Suzette Vanetti. And so I was running late and I get a phone call. And Suzette literally is like, this is the most serious I've ever seen Suzette on a phone. I've hardly talked to Suzette on the phone, but
or in person. I don't a lot of people don't see me be serious in person. People confuse like me producing and me being like blinders on this the task at hand with being serious. But then there's me being serious like and be like, okay, this is the brass tacks.
And this was serious, the latter. So she told me, she was like, I was running 15 minutes late, and she goes, where are you? Get here right now. And she was like, what is your ETA? And I was like, and I was fibbing. I was like, I'm right down the street. She was like, no, what does your ETA say on your GPS right now?
Because that's me. And like, oh no, I'm getting off the exit, and I'm not. I'm getting
and then
on the entrance.
Right.
And then I don't know if it was you that said it to me or if it was the other person. And they go, well, we're gonna start the show. If you're not here for your first number, then we're gonna skip over you and you'll do your second number. And I was like, shook me to my core. I was never late again after that. Well, that's a lie, but every single other time I was late.
You think about it, like it's more of a and I want to say, not to correct your story, I wanted to let you finish. Actually, that wasn't my show, and I wasn't producing it.
Oh,
that was
you were there.
That was the other person, and I was calling on behalf of the other person because, for better or worse, I'm not talking shit at all. The other person tends to get a little bit overwhelmed by the moment of producing a show, and so that was stressing that producer out. And so I was like, let me call Rose, and like I didn't mean to be mean when I called. It was more just like we need to understand because it's communication.
I felt like you were the producer in that phone call.
You know, and
it's about being stern.
That's a habit of mine, a bad habit of mine, where I need to be more cognizant of where I do that.
I mean, that literally just happened like a few weeks ago at Thursday. So, like word for word, like we called and we're like, okay, where are you? And like the show started. It's like going to start, and they're like, oh, I did this. And we're like,
oh
okay.
yeah. That was in January.
But see, I feel like queens nowadays, they've gotten just too what is it, soft parenting now. The girls don't get read like that no more for being late, or they don't get treated like that no more.
No, because then we're the bitch.
Because then we're the assholes. I grew up, that was how the way I was raised. That wasn't the first time that's happened, but it was one of the last times that's happened. But that's how I was raised. And so now the girls don't get that same treatment. They don't get a read down, or they don't get your ass together, get your shit together, or we're not fucking with you no more.
I think the issue is a lot of people can't take criticism, and it's very easy to just turn around and blame someone and be like, well, you're just being a cunt, or you're just a bitch. It's like, well, no, Diva, you showed up late to my fucking show. I am upset because I have a level of professionalism I'm trying to maintain. And now because you've pissed me off, I'm going to treat you like you've pissed me the fuck off.
But see, and they don't think about the repercussions, though, of what we go through. Now the venue's pissed off that we're starting 15 minutes late after our show time.
Now I look like I have flaky performers.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's...
Yeah, I mean, it's just like... I mean, I've run late before, but sometimes it's like, if I feel like I'm going to run late, I'll be like, let me be ready to go. And I'll be like, I'm late, but I'm ready to go. First number.
Fully
like,
ready.
I'll walk off.
Yes.
Walk
out the parking lot on stage if you need me to.
Yes. Like, I have to do my... I'm showing up 20 minutes before the showtime and have to do my makeup. No. No.
Leave Mercury out of this.
Actually, it wasn't Mercury.
Shocker.
Well, see, and that's because Mercury still manages to get on stage.
Mercury
when
will
it's
still
her
get on
turn.
stage. Yeah, Mercury is a lot of things, but unprofessional is not the thing. She is very, like, on stage. Mercury Rising is one of the most professional people I will ever work with, because she will always, like, serve in that moment, and she'll be ready. Wrong song or whatever, she's still like, this isn't the look, but like, let's go. And I'm like, okay. Sorry, Katana.
No, yeah, it's like it just comes down to, like, I think, like, your own, like, not personal preference, but, like, for me, like, even when I'm just booked in a show, like, I'll show up early and I'll be ready to go, and like, I'll be, like, completely put together if I'm lucky, and then someone will show up either late or kind of whatever, like, as their music's about to start, and if they're doing, like, a hit number, like, the crowd will live either way, and it's kind of like, that sucks, but it's just how the business works. And it's just like, damn, like, even though I showed up an hour early, did my makeup, and I'd, like, have a good outfit on, and my wig's glued down right, and, like, I did kind of like a somber number that people liked, people will still live for, like, a club song no matter what, even if you just walked off the street and you're like, I'm gonna do the splits, and like, yes.
But what I can say is, like, because that happens, right? And I'm not a stunt queen. I'm not doing the splits. I'm not doing. Sometimes I will.
You're not?
No, I don't think I'll ever do the splits. I've done it. I do a death drop once a year.
Speak for
It's
yourself.
a
And I dance occasionally, but I don't think I'll ever do the splits. That's not my thing. But I was like, that's not my bag of tea, not my tea bag to do the splits. But I think what you touched on was, like, other performers see, right? And we are performing, and something I think we all forget is we're performing for the audience, not each other. We're not performing for other drag performers, but in that way it's kind of reverse, and it's kind of like, you kind of treated this show like it was nothing. You showed up late, you made the host nervous, you made the venue nervous, and, like, that shit has repercussions. And like, you didn't have to be a bitch, but, like, I was a bitch for that one, because it happened twice in a row.
Yeah.
And one time was after the Super Bowl, and, like, what if it was busy and we were ready to go, and your cast is, like, for an 8 o'clock show, people showing up at 8:03. And I know it's drag; it's not going to start till 8:30. But what if we did start at 8?
Here's the thing: is it was gonna start at 8:30 because we had to push it back.
What show?
It was Sunday Showcase. Tell me why. Tell me why. Okay. 3 out of the 5 of us, and the only 2 who were there were the hosts. 3 of us at the same time showed up at 8:30. At 8:30, the time I had said, "Hey, we're just gonna push it back
let's say
to
three
that
of
time."
3 of the cast that wasn't you, because you said us and you were there.
Thank you for clarifying.
Oh,
Wait,
yes.
girl, you just snitched on yourself.
I know. Like, did you show up at 8:30 too?
No, Manny was there. Manny.
Oh yeah, sorry.
One time was Manny and Gigi, and they were
it
both
was
there.
Gigi and I. I showed up an hour early. So excited! I hadn't hosted Sundays in a while. I was hosting with my good sis Gigi. I was like, it's gonna be a great night. 7:45. Not a single performer's in there with us.
Okay, can I ask a question about when we're booking performers and they do stuff like that? What is your guys's, what is it called? I guess, your own policy around that? Are you going to never book them again?
So like, what's the threshold?
Exactly. So what are your repercussions as a producer host for that happening?
Okay, so I have a weakness, and I was talking with some friends about, like, because all producers have a weakness in who they'll book, right? Some people want to give everybody a chance, whether or not they're polished, and that show is going to reflect that. Some people will only work with their friends or people they want to make connections with, and that's going to show. And my weakness is I will work with people who will flake and be late and consistently be like, oops, sorry, can't make it. But it's people that their drag is stellar, and so when they
do
show
show
up,
up.
it's going to be right. It's going to be amazing. And two, they are my friends, and so I want to give them chances. But that wears on me because then other people are like, Suzette, you did this again, And I have other friends who are like, why do you keep giving them a chance? Katana is the friend that's like, why do you keep giving them a chance? And she's not wrong, is the thing. Right, with Patreon. Katana's not wrong. Like, you can whisper.
We'll find out later.
Yeah. So, hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna let this happen. Yeah, and that's my weakness.
Yep.
And it is it is hypocritical to say it to other people, to be like, no, I don't trust you. But at the same time, it is my show to book, right? Or the bar has trusted me to book a show. And that's something. If it's the bar trusting me to book the show, then I need to think about the bar and the venue and say, I can't book you, girl. Like, I don't think you're going to show up, and because ultimately it's going to be on me.
Yep.
So I think that's my threshold, is like, where's the venue and how much goodwill do I have, and can I cover this up?
Yeah.
Does that answer the question?
No, that nailed it for me.
Honestly, I put you on timeout until I'm not pissed about it when I think about it. That's like, if I still get pissed thinking about you being late that time, oops, sorry, I'm just gonna take you off the booking list for now.
I'd say I think about at least 2 chances, and if it goes hand in hand, you're like, okay, this is it's a pattern. It's not a coincidence. It's like, okay, we'll see.
I'm a communication girly. So if you text me and let me know what your game plan is, what this is, what your ETA is, all this shit, I respect that, because I'm like, I've been the girl that's happened to me before, where I've ran late, something happened. It happens. Shit happens. So I'm very understanding. If I've had a girl one time who was booked in my show and just completely no call, no show, nothing, and I didn't get anything I didn't get anything until the next day. And I was like, that to me is unacceptable. So that to me was like, if you couldn't even communicate, I don't care if you call out, just let me know, because I'm over here texting you, holding the show, all this stuff.
Do you text?
If I have your number, I'll text. But I'll message you on Instagram or try to call you.
Do you reach out?
I reach out. Oh yeah, I for sure do. Because I'm like, if you're booked in my show, I handpicked you to be there. I thought about you, booking you, so I wanted you to be there. So for people to just not show up, it just kind of is a slap in the face to my show, what I produce here, and you didn't have the benefit of giving me a text or a call or anything. Yeah, I can't respect that.
And how long have you been producing?
I would say I'm fairly new to producing. I would say maybe almost 2 years, if that, a year and a half.
Because I'm to the point now where I don't me reaching out to you for that show was for the producer.
Yeah.
Right? I was just there to help out. And so I was doing that to take something off of their plate. But at this point, I don't care if the show is at Badlands, at Ace of Spades, at Punchline, at Stab. If someone's not there, me calling isn't going to make them magically appear. So I don't anymore. I don't care. And it stresses other people out in the cast, but I'm like, no answer is going to be satisfactory. They can say they're on their way, then they're already on their way. They're going to get here. They wanted to reach out and communicate. I don't care. It's not my job. My job is here to make this show work, and I need to focus on that, not on, the stray fish getting away. I don't think that's a real thing that people say, but I feel like if there was a fisherman and he was ignoring his bag of fish, his net of fish for a stray fish, he's a bad fisherman. You got a whole net. Worry about the fish in the net.
And that's a good point too. That's a very good point.
If you have a net full of 4 fish, you might want to get one more and be like, hey, I was going to catch you. Where are you at? Well, it's more so. It's more.
Hey, I
why are
was
we
gonna
in this?
And the
fish-
fish is like, I'm flopping in. I'm doing
Yeah.
rain on me.
Yes, just keep swimming. No, it's like it's. I think when we reach out, it's more so like, let me make sure they're okay before I judge them for being gone. Like, hopefully they didn't get into an accident.
Fuck that, you
Yeah.
bitch.
I think it's just happened enough times with me where I'm just like, I don't care. Like, if you want to reach out to me, reach out to me. I wanted to be here 10 minutes earlier tonight, and I messaged our group because I figured you'd let Jesse know. But like, I just, it took 10 minutes longer to do what I needed to at Badlands, so I wanted to let you guys know. Like, I knew I was going to be here before 10, and that should be okay. But why make you guys worry about it? Be like, oh no, where's Suzette? Like, again, the responsibility's on the performer, not the producer, I think.
Yep.
Yes, it is on the performer to communicate when you're going to be late. Also, because we'd like to know that you're not dead somewhere, because it's also a safety concern,
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to say like, oh, I'm going to be there at this time. Like today, I was like, I'm going to be there like at 9:42. Like, just so we all know where each other is. So we can,
Yeah.
yeah. Because when I get here, like, oh, they're going to be here in like 2 minutes. Like, I'll just tell the person like, well, we can start in like 10 minutes because they'll be here in like 5 minutes. So
Right.
it just kind of keeps everyone on the same page.
Yeah, it's I think that's like the overarching theme of what we've been talking about. Is communication is like everything. For being late, missing a show, wanting to do a show, like you reach out and you say like, hey, I want. That's all communication. I think we just all need better communication.
Yeah. In everything in life, just communicate, people. Just use your words.
Just talk.
Just talk.
God damn.
Well, that feels like
Just
the end.
converse.
No. So where else can we go? Booking. Okay, so then we should do a say yes or say no really quick, since that is the show. So can we do a say yes or no for booking your friends?
Yes.
Well, yes.
I'm gonna say yes, but with the qualifier that they fit the show.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we all agree on that. That
Yep.
they fit the venue, they fit the show.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you were the only one that said it right.
Sorry.
Well, and you know what I think? I think it's also like we as drag queens and drag kings and drag in-betweens we're friends at the end of the day. Like most of us in bigger groups, if you're newer to the group, you're going to feel like an outsider because all of us have been in that tiny little kitchen that has a curtain. That's what we're all dressing in on that one little foam mat. It's or it's like
she's talking about the dressing room.
I wish we had a kitchen.
Yeah,
well, and there's
fabulous.
something that creates like a sisterhood, and I noticed this the other day when I brought Danny with me to Eve's because he was performing and he had to go back there to change, and he kind of got to see like how it works between us. We do this week after week after week. We're used to it. I'm squatting down. Someone's above me straightening their hair.
I'm breathing.
Yeah, no, literally. It's like there's like 7 of us in this 8x8 closet that's taken up with mostly like
that is
shelving.
Not 8x8.
Well, it's the shelving.
6x6.
Right.
6x6.
Yeah. Okay, it's 2x4. With
Feels
the amount
like
of
it.
floor
You actually
space
get there
you
and
can
stand with
see.
your hands to the sides and don't move.
But it's like something about that brings you close because, yeah, hey, sorry, sister, I'm breathing on your back right now, but this is the only space I can zip up my dress. And it's like, hey, can you put my heel on? And you have to throw your leg over your sister who's trying to reach into her bag. Yeah, it's there's something about that brings you together, and it's like it's a level of trust. And I've been a long time performer, and there's something about trusting another performer that just makes the performance, the scene, whatever you want, whatever you're doing, that much better because you have that trust, and you I think, going back to Eve's, another fun thing is like when we're all sitting up there, when we turn around and our backs are to the audience, we're looking at each other. We're usually doing something to each other. It's like, or like, or like, it's a bond, and it creates for a better environment. And when the audience members are seeing that the performers are having a great time and we're making you have a great time, you're also having 2 times of the great time. And then 3 when you get your 2-for-1 drinks.
That's at Eve's.
Dirty Shirley's.
Yes.
Amen.
Yeah, because their happy hour is from like 7 to 9, even though our show was at like 10. But now it's going to be at 9, so basically they have an incentive to show up and get drinks.
That's kind of perfect. Yeah.
9 p.m. every Tuesday.
Show up at 8:15.
Mhm.
Get get as many drinks as you can. The show starts at 9.
Right when the bar opens.
That
Yeah.
that hour break doesn't make sense.
I mean, if you only budgeted to have 3 drinks, if you show up during happy hour, you can have 6.
You alcoholic.
Okay, so booking people that aren't appropriate for the venue or the show. Say yes or no.
I feel it's more complicated than that, but I'll just say.
What's okay? Wait. What's the complication?
It just sounds like obviously like that's a no answer.
Yeah.
But I feel like I should be like maybe, but I can't think of any other way. It would be like actually yes, I would book
Okay,
this
well, let
person
me
for the bad.
Okay, I'm trying to think of a better way to ask the question because you're right. It is. We're all gonna be like, no.
You know, it's funny though because like I brought up in the dressing room like when when you're in the dressing room and you have like an hour like in between brunches and you have like an hour to kill. You're like, let's have these deep in-depth conversations for an hour. And I fully had one with my friends about like, is it wrong to just not book somebody because you don't like them?
Oh, that's.
Does that make sense? Because I'm like, why would I book someone I don't like? Because
I don't want you in the room.
Because people always bring up the argument like, oh, you're only booking people you like or their friends. I'm like, well, duh. I'm not gonna book someone I don't like. Like, I want to book someone I have beef with so I can have a toxic work environment. Like, what is that? What makes sense about that?
Yeah.
There's a difference between like booking the same people that you're like in a clique with and not giving any opportunities to anyone else. But like if you have an obvious like beef with someone, like we're not going to be booking.
Here's my thing. I feel like the fine line between that is what is that performer doing in or for the community? Because I don't want to see you booking anybody for a show that you know is going to stir the entire community up when you aren't present or you aren't really being active. You're only going out to shows that
you're in.
Pay you. It's like
big shows,
and it's like I don't really want like if we're gonna like I don't mind booking a newer performer for like a Rue Girl, but I want to see a newer performer that has been really grinding their gears to make like themselves noticed in the scene, who's an active part of the community, who comes in and out of drag when they are or are not booked. Even if they have no money to give, it's free to take a video and post it on your story. It's free to scream at the bar when I do like my half-ass little,
when she throws her boa in the air and catches it.
Yeah, when I throw that boa in the air, let me tell you, that is circus work, bitches. And you better be screaming.
You better let them know, bitch.
There's a lot of uncoordinated. I've seen a lot of you try to do that, and your boa hits your chicken feathers hit the floor every time.
I've seen other people try to do my fan catch, not on stage.
Because that's pussy.
Thank you.
The fan catch is pussy. That's very pussy. If you haven't seen it, Patreon.
I've seen other I've seen other. It's on my Instagram highlights, but those are Patreon now only. Thank you. No, I'm kidding. People practice it, but yeah, you do the boa catch.
Yeah, all I do is just a little toss.
And people can't catch it.
Well, I don't have to look at it to catch it.
Oh.
Some people are like.
It's just like a magnet. It radiates back to her wrist and just wraps right back around.
Man, he's like the other people are 3-year-olds with bubbles.
Yeah, literally.
Also, their bows are probably like chicken feathers too. So you have to know the aerodynamics of an ostrich feather to.
Yeah, you have the aerodynamics of the feather and the bird.
Yeah.
Amen.
There's something also kind of funny I want to talk about in a minute after we finish this one, but it's about like when talking about like when we're entertaining or when we perform for other people, not each other.
Yeah.
There is something about like when you put yourself out there. Are you subject to critique from every single direction? Because I think you are kind of like when you put yourself out there as an artist. Like I feel like if someone wants to take a video of you and post it on Twitter, are you open to that because you put yourself out there? We can talk about that in a second, but we talk about what were you saying?
We'll put a pin in it. We'll put a pin in it.
Because I want to talk about that.
So wait, what was
You're
I
saying
answering?
like booking people for the wrong venue or something?
No. Okay. Are you obligated to work with people you don't like?
Oh yes.
I'm gonna. Okay. Do you want to answer?
Oh well,
mine is long.
Okay, well, I mean, okay. So if, because what was the question? It was
kind of like,
do I feel obligated to book people, or
is it stupid or is it unethical to like not book someone that you don't like?
No, I don't think that's unethical at all. I think if you don't fuck with the bitch, you don't fuck with the bitch. I feel like though at sometimes like I've done it where like I don't really fuck with them like that, but I know they turn out a show. If I'm not really beefing with you like that, bitch, let's put it together. Let's turn out a fucking show real quick and make some shit happen. If I know you can turn that shit the fuck out, then you know what? Sometimes I can look past it a little bit. But other than that, no, I don't think it's unfair to not book somebody you don't like.
Yeah, because if on the flip side, if someone I didn't like was like a producer for a show, I'd be like, I was like, well, they're not gonna book me, and that's my own vendetta. That's what I have to deal with.
I'm gonna get
But
booked
I'm
for
not
brunch
gonna
in
be like,
Modesto.
oh, like, what?
The new brunch in Modesto. I'm gonna get booked for that one.
It's just like, yeah, it's like, well, obviously,
know
like, I'm not
anything
gonna
about it.
fret about that.
I just found out yesterday. I'll send you the screenshot.
Sorry, Katana, go ahead.
I think I was finishing my thought there.
Okay, Manny, do you want to? Because mine's gonna be long.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh, absolutely not. If I don't I don't want you near my show. Like, you don't even need to come. Like, I don't, you know? It's like I can, off the top of my head, I can think of 2 performers who I will never book. Never book. Why? Because the interaction that made us not be on good terms is not energy I want at my show. You were nasty, you were rude, and it was unprovoked. I don't want you treating my guests like that, because at the end of the day, I also care about my audience members, you know? How are my performers treating my audience?
The flash really took it there.
I compare it to, like, if you were a boss hiring someone for a job, would you hire someone you have beef with? No.
Yeah, no.
But that's weird, because you'd be creating a toxic work environment.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's like, I'm doing you a favor by not booking you because I don't like you. But if I'm in power, that's you know, the pros and cons of having someone in power. If they don't like you, they're just not going to book you.
And that's where the hate comes in. And that's what I was gonna say is, like, when I started, I didn't have a problem with anybody, and I still don't like pick people that I'm like, I don't like that person. Usually people pick me and they're like, I don't like her, and like, yeah,
Just kidding.
very, very much Katana.
Definitely me.
A
year ago.
And well, we can talk about that.
We'll get there.
It's like people got really mad at me because I was booking people that I wanted to work with while they hated me. And it's like, well, like the dressing room at Badlands is actually big for a dressing room. Like,
It's cute for
for a dressing room. It's cute. Like, we have our space, but realistically speaking, it's about 100 square feet. Like, it's not. There's nowhere to. If somebody fucking hates me, and they want to do a show that I produce, where are we gonna go? Like, they're probably gonna end up next to me at my little table. And then it's like, this is gonna be an awkward 5 or 6 hours, like, for brunch. Like, I don't know if that's how I want to spend my Sunday morning. Like, so I don't know. I'm not obligated at all. And I think, sorry, hair in my mouth. I think certain shows everyone should get a chance to do, especially like at Badlands, like a Sunday showcase, a Friday. Certain shows, like, those are community shows, and everyone should get a chance. But if you hate the host, or you hate the producer, or you say something vile about the venue online, we don't owe you that anymore. Like, you just want to be there, and you want everyone that's there to be out. You want to colonize. You want to colonize my show. Like, that's not fair.
Period.
I didn't say. I'm trying to remember who told. Like, I was talking to someone about this, and they were like, they want to colonize your show, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna say that. And I said I was gonna credit that. Oh, it was a friend named Will. He was like, they want to colonize your show, and I was like, oh my god, they do. They're gonna be so mad when I say it though. So no, absolutely don't owe that to any. Like, why would you hate me and then want to do my show?
Because it pays. And it pays.
Okay, no, that's true. That's true.
That's enough incentive to be fake to someone, though. Like, you can be fake nice to someone. Like, you don't have to, like, I don't know. Like, if there's someone that, like, has, like, I don't know, I can't really relate because I don't know anyone like that that's, like, in a position of power that I have to be nice to if I didn't like them. But, like,
Katana said, I'm at the top and the rest of you are at the bottom.
Well, it's kind of like, I don't know, if I was, like, that's a hard question because it's like, I feel like I would just be fake with them, or just not feel the type of way at all. I'm like, I don't really feel this way or that way about them.
Is it being okay? Where's the line between being fake and being professional?
Thank you. I was gonna say.
Right.
Go ahead.
What is your guys' gray area? Because for me, I can work with anybody. I can have the fattest beef with somebody and still show up to brunch and sit with them for 5 hours. You're not gonna affect me or the money I'm about to make. Ever. And I feel like that if you go in with that mindset, you're not gonna, like, I'm not gonna feel threatened by you. I don't want you to feel threatened by me. Get your money. I'm gonna make my money, and let's go on about our day. We don't have to sit here and fucking bicker the whole time back and forth. What we can do is do our job and what we're getting paid for, and finish it and go home.
Exactly.
It is a job. Like it's
Yeah.
and that's the thing. It's like the most fun job you could have. You could be working like
And a lot of you make it miserable. Oh my god.
A lot of you.
Unfucking bearable.
Manny always has the best clippables. Like that's gonna be a clippable. A lot of you make it miserable. No, but it's like what was I about to say? I think again it goes back to communication because like if so Rose and I we've gotten along, we've not gotten along, we're getting along. If at any point one of us went to the other person and said, "Look, we're not getting along, but if I'm a good fit for your show, I'm gonna show up and be professional."
Yep.
And I'd love to do it. I think we could both make some coin. If not, don't worry about it. Maybe I'm not a good fit. It is your show after all. But like communication.
Yep.
And professionalism. I just like
professionalism.
I'm a big bitch for professionalism. I love to have fun and be stupid. Don't get me wrong, but you better be stupidly professional. But
And don't get me wrong, I'm also a hood bitch, so I love that shit. But take that shit outside. Take it, wait for after the show to be over. Then y'all can do what y'all got to do after the show.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if y'all want to really beef or whatever, cuss each other out, please save it for after the show. Don't do it in the venue. It's not fair to any of the other performers, the venue itself, or any of the people who are at the show.
Yeah.
That is a future episode. And let's not.
Sorry.
I don't. No. What I'm about to say, we're gonna want to talk about it, but I want to go where you were talking about next because what I was about to say is take it outside into the parking lot and don't come to the show if you got a problem with the host because then it will be taken out in the parking lot and we need to stop fighting in the parking lot because it's becoming a boxing ring. So let's not do that for a while.
I've watched 4 seasons of Baddies. I'm a veteran at this point, so anybody can get it. No.
I've only knocked out 2 people in that parking lot. No, I'm just kidding.
That parking lot has seen enough.
That parking lot has had some
past
days.
year. This year alone.
You know what? We need to sell Patreon to that parking lot.
Yeah.
We need to
you
secure the footage now.
Oh, I know those
Stat.
securities.
Well, we
get
can make
their
some
good
good money off
seat.
that
Yeah.
shit.
But I will say it's
celebrity
like
death match.
There's one particular performer who is unrelated from the 2 trolls that I mentioned earlier. I'm sorry, Bricks. This performer has beef with me. They have beef with me. I do not have beef with them. I truly genuinely have no issue with this person. The situation that happened was their own insecurities taking over. They let their demons win and they acted the way they acted. And I don't care. We're human. Water off the duck's fucking back. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. But I was put in a position where like Bijou likes that person. Bijou wants to book that person. Liz likes that person. Liz wants to book that person. They say, well, it's our show. We really don't care. And I'm like, that's fine. Just don't put me in that show then. Because we did get put in that show once together. And I've never been more uncomfortable in my life because I can't. If we have a problem, let's either address it or let's mutually agree that we're not going to see eye to eye on this issue. But do not like run behind people's backs and then it's like we're in the dressing room and I know you've said this about me. I've seen that you've said this about me and I really don't want to be in the situation. It's just uncomfortable and it's like this particular performer, everybody was living for them. Everybody was loving them and I couldn't tell anybody why because I didn't want to make drama and I ended up having a terrible night.
Do we know them?
Huh?
Do we know them?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think I know them.
Yeah, I think we've talked about it before.
About it?
Yeah.
Bay Area?
Huh?
Bay Area?
No.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh.
No. No, girl, those are the bricks.
Oh, got it. Okay, it's all making sense now.
We need Patreon buttons.
But no, this particular performer, it's like nobody knows about this because this is the extent of how little I care about it. But it was just like for that night was so. I did not have a good time, and I was like, please, I will never book this person. Please never book me in a show with this person.
And that's another communication thing because I've had people come up to me very privately. We've had these conversations like, I don't get along with this person. And I'm like, noted. And we don't need to do anything about it. I don't need to try to make peace between parties. But ultimately, if I'm booking shows, I cannot book you with Katana, right? Because I'm just, using an example that obviously isn't true. But if you guys are are quarreling, like, why put you guys in the same show? There's
Yeah.
enough shows to book you and then book you. That's why you're doing prom and you're doing the goth. No, but it's like, that's again communication, and that's again on the performer to go to the producer and say, hey, look, not to make a thing of it, not to make drama. I would just rather not do a show with this person. I don't need to talk about it. I can talk about it if you want to, but like, it's not going to be fun for me. It might not be fun for them. It's unnecessary drama. I would love an opportunity when it's not with that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely do that. If I was booked with like 2 people, I'd be like, sorry, I can't do that show because of this, and that.
I'm like, you got 2 people. You got 2 people, Rose. How many people you got?
2.
2?
Well, 2.5.
Because I'm like the list of people that.
Oh, list of people who I don't want to book?
Yeah.
Oh, baby. Like.
Or like you wouldn't do a show with. Or wouldn't feel comfortable doing a show with.
How many is in that house? 4, 5?
She's going through the house.
And then. There's a list.
I'm going to quote, last night was Mean Girls night, and I ended the show by saying, the limit does not exist.
Amen to that.
Yeah, for me, the limit does not exist because it just keeps happening. Katana, what did you want to cover?
Oh, it's funny because I was talking about, what did you do this past month? And I was in my bully era because someone, well, okay, fair enough. To be fair, someone was like, I'm thinking about this performer at FTLP that did this. And I'm like, oh, I saw that on Instagram.
You just so happen to have the video. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, because my friend that has nothing to do with the drag scene was there to watch, what's Worn Cap Kids? You know what I'm talking about? But they're drag because they debuted drag that night. And then went to go watch them. So I was on their Instagram story, and I just happened to be watching it, and I saw like a clip of because they did a dip. Well, they did a thing where they had a wig on. They did a wig reveal, but I think they had a boa on earlier, and then they did a wig reveal. The wig fell on the floor. Within 2 seconds they slipped on it and fell on the floor. And then like in the next clip they did a dip, but then like you can hella like I didn't notice it at first, but then when Pat McCooch tweeted about it, but I'm cool with them, I love them. But then they're like, I'm thinking about that when they did a dip and they smashed their head on the floor, and I was like, oh my god, I saw that, and I'm just like, and I didn't think anyone was gonna jump on this conversation, but I posted the clip. I was like, oh, I can find it, and then I found it and I posted there because a lot of people were like, how did I miss that? Because I wasn't even there that night. And
did you delete it?
I deleted it.
I
still have it though, but I deleted it.
It was good.
Because I felt bad.
Who shared the clip in the first place of them slipping on a wig and falling?
Well, because they was watching the show.
Because that person is
because
shady.
they're not in this drag scene at all, so no one would.
Oh, is
they,
you?
They don't.
No,
I
you
shared
didn't take it.
I
You didn't
posted.
take it, though.
I didn't take it, but
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you didn't
Who
take
took
those
it?
videos?
I wasn't there. I wasn't
Because like we all like look. Sometimes there's and like I perform way too much. Like you were saying, and we can answer that too, because we got a little bit of ground we can cover. But like, I perform way too much.
I love internet trails.
Okay. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna see. This is my live reaction.
Hold on. No. The sound. You have to hear.
Okay.
Baby, she whacked that head across the floor.
That's why
She gave herself a
That's why I do
illusion
one death drop a
concussion.
year, and I do it in a pony, so there's a little bit of cushion.
And I'm pretty
for
sure
the
someone
This post has been deleted.
and it got a lot of like attention. A lot of people were like commenting on it, and they're like, "Oh my god, like this, and that." Like a lot of people like we know, like people who are in the drag scene at least, who were there that night. So at first I was like, okay, anyone who was there would have said that in person to their friend behind their back anyway. You know, it's one of those things like we all say this like shady shit to each other, but like usually it's someone we know so we can laugh about it. But then I felt bad because I don't know who this person was, and then someone who was not following me because I don't know on Twitter, like I don't see all my replies. It's,
I read every reply.
I read everything too.
But I
Yeah.
have to go like and go manually look at them. If I'm not following them, I won't get the notification.
She said unmute,
So
unmute,
someone
unmute.
from like New England, the UK was like, because I was like, oh, I feel kind of bad because everyone's like hopping on this video now and everyone's like talking about it. And then this girl was like, you should feel bad because gawking at someone's injury is mean bitch energy.
I said, asked you.
Right before that, the performer was like, "You immortalized me, like heart," and I was like, "I still feel bad though, because like."
Oh, they messaged you.
They responded, but I think they made a Twitter just because of that because they had no followers and were following nobody. But I followed them and I liked their comment. See, I'm like, that's if I would do it now if I knew them, and I would totally book them at Use of Paradise for the. Just because of that, being the butt of my joke and being haha, like kind of like being in the sack. If we can like joke about something and you can laugh at it too, like that's cool to me. That's not everyone's. That's not Helen's thing for sure, but like that's not everyone's comedy.
You have to have a sense of humor.
Yeah, because
exactly.
Because part of me is like, I was not like, oh, what a shitty performer. Like she looked like, because she looked hot, but like it's like when you put yourself out there and like I wasn't a reply to that person from the UK, but like. This was a self-inflicted injury due to like the lack of knowledge on how to perform a certain technique that many new performers do, and we just kind of judge in silence, but now we're just saying it out loud. So she kind of got like a little bit of like a hint, like welcome to the drag scene, like,
and that's very that of like, because that kind of, you have to take those things and embrace it. Because if you can't handle something like that, drag is not for you.
Drag is not for you.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm really, if you're that sensitive or you couldn't, you're one. Give yourself credit. You're how many months doing drag? Oh, you're gonna have those moments.
Yeah.
I mean, how many baby queens have went viral on Twitter? You get what I'm saying?
Not really
and I'm
many,
sure,
yeah.
Do you remember the one baby who like did the fucking death drop and her whole wig came off and like slammed hello and the DJ even was like,
yes.
It's like that time that Bijou jumped off the bar counter.
When Nebraska Thunderfuck did the whole like weird. Like,
no, yeah. But in like, besides Nebraska, like in 3 years from now, you look back at that video, like I would love if I had a fucking viral video like that when I was a fucking baby queen of just some fucking mess ass performance. That shit's so fucking funny to me. Like, bitch, I fucked that shit up. Like I hit my head hella hard, bitch.
Yeah,
like embrace it.
Yeah, and I'd be like, I consent to anyone. If I do something stupid or weird on video, like I'm like, they have the right to post it because I put it out there publicly.
To answer that question from earlier, yes, as an artist, you are subject to criticism or critique from every single person. And here's the thing, and I've been performing for, what am I, 40? So I've been performing for 35 years. So I'm going to look right in the camera. You don't have to take every nugget of critique that you get. That's on you. You get to decide what you take and what you don't. But every single person is worthy and right to share their opinion if they want to of what you put out there publicly. If you don't want critique, don't put it out there publicly.
Go be an accountant.
And let me give you a little bonus. Yes, go be an accountant. Let me give you a little bonus thing. Listen to everybody, because sometimes the best suggestion for your song, for your drag number, for your comedy set is going to come from somebody that you never would have guessed it would have come from. So listen to every critique. You don't have to take every critique to heart, but listen, because somebody might give you a little nugget of genius that you can creatively turn into a shining star of woo.
And sometimes you need that though, because I bet you that performer's gonna think about that every time they go to do a death drop now. Because what they're doing is a death drop, not a dip. But they go to do that.
To do a dip, but a death drop.
But every time, that's going to be in the back of their mind. They're going to want to be better, because guess what? If you don't let somebody know about themselves, how are they going to grow too? It's like that tough love type thing. Like, we're going to laugh, but at the end of the day, if we see you grow, you know what I mean? That's all we can ask for.
And the person in the UK, okay.
You don't
need to protect everybody.
Yeah, when you're like, this is top tier drag, it's like, is it top tier drag to make fun of people?
Yes, it is.
And it's always somebody who doesn't do drag.
It's called RuPaul's Drag Race. They have a whole mini challenge about it.
It was a drag performer from the UK that was also.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me respond back. Hold on.
I didn't go through their feed. I'll be honest. I just knew I was going to see things.
Like, girl, get over it.
So here's a story, kind of related, sort of semi-related. I was doing a show recently, and I was with a friend, and my friend was like, "Ooh." I think that's the worst drag performer in Sacramento. I actually disagreed with my friend about who they were talking about, but it just so happened that person was standing 3 feet away and maybe heard us, maybe didn't. But the thing is, people say I'm the worst drag performer in Sacramento. That's their opinion. They're entitled to it. I'm going to say a lot of crowds disagree. There's a lot more people that disagree with that statement than agree with that statement. Otherwise, I wouldn't get to do as many shows as I do. But everyone's entitled, so I don't think my friend should feel bad is the point. Because they're entitled to their opinion.
Yeah, have an opinion. If it's not for you, it's not for you.
Right, and that performer should just be like, I'm not your cup of tea, that's fine.
Everybody, you take it so personally, but it's if you're just not that person's cup of tea, then that's fine. It's not the end of the world. You're still a performer.
Yeah, remember whose cup of tea you are.
Yeah, and
move
play
on.
to them. Get the 20 from that bitch. I'm not going to focus on the bitch that doesn't like it. You know? I'm not going to focus on the bitch that doesn't like the feathers and the pink. I'm going to go over there.
Fuck that. You can't make that bitch love you.
Yeah.
that you're feathers and you're pink.
And I don't want to force you to love me. I don't want to. Don't change on my behalf because you think I as a drag performer.
Oh no, I'm gonna force you to love me, bitch. You're gonna like me one way or another. No.
Well, see, it's
don't
really
you
hard
love
to
me?
hate me if you don't.
No,
like me, you're
Beyonce.
the problem.
Did Katana Manny, did you guys have anything else you wanted to cover on this episode? Like about this topic?
About the booking thing or the thing we were just talking about?
Either
or both.
Either both.
Why? You have something else you want to talk about?
I was gonna address an issue about the booking thing.
Oh yeah, bring it up. Yeah.
Okay. So Rose, you and I, we talked about this, and it's the thing for me is people like wanting to do my shows, right? And then being like, when do I get to do your show? When do I get to do your show? When do I get to do your show? And it's like, when did you book me? You know? And so you asked if you could do the show, and I was like, Rose, you've never booked me, and we talked about it. I'm not ambushing you. I'm not being because I could be that bitchy, but I'm not. But like
The girls are gonna get you in the comments.
And I think the thing for me is, because we've been on roller coasters, you and I.
Yes.
You know, and
No Six Flags.
You're
Yes.
Katana can do the song for it.
What?
The Venga Boys.
Did you know that one of the original flags of Six Flags was a Confederate flag?
Oh my
girl. That's the Confederacy.
I'm laughing because did you watch Into the Dragland season 2?
I was there.
Oh shit! That's right. Was I? Oh, did I not? Oh, I judged you for the class, the vintage.
I didn't even
night.
make it to that one.
That's gonna be a clip on Say Yes Pod on Instagram. No, like Ariana did like a Six Flags number, and then in between, like behind the scenes, there's like just me on the judge panel. I was like, did you know that at Six Flags, one of the Six Flags was a Confederate flag, and like Mercury and Terrence just like. No. I had it on my computer and I saved it and I don't know what the fuck I did with it. I used to make so many memes off that stuff because I had all the access to the footage. All this stuff. Well, if I edit something, I'll make some memes out of it. Just wait till Eves drops and
I was so serious. Send me that photo. I want to print that and put that in my house.
Well, because Rose was like, can you like just touch up my makeup a little bit? And I was like, how light do you want it? Because I can go light. And then I just put your face on her. And I was like, you know what, man, I'll put on my face. And then, actually, when I was publishing the photo, I almost forgot to take off Scarlet. So I was like looking at it, I was like, this looks good, and I'm just like Scarlet with your face on it. I did a whole edit of our new flyer with just Manny's face over all of us.
Oh yeah.
I thought I did. Oh no, I posted the crop
Post it on the
version.
Eves one.
Can you post on Steve's? Yeah, post on Steve's.
Okay,
but,
while you look for that, I was gonna say because I think your profile picture is still here, right? It's like in this spot, or at least for your performer page from A Fierce Fresh and Fabulous.
Oh, one of them. That's probably there somewhere. Yeah.
So like we go back.
Yes.
Like 6 years.
Oh, yes, Baby Queen before 21 years. Yes.
And I think the thing that kind of I won't say where or when or why, but I think the thing that that I appreciated the most was we were talking, and I'll say where. It was underneath Badlands, and we were talking, and you were like, I get it now. I get booking my friends. Like, I used to think that was bad, and now I understand. And I'll let you talk, because now I'm quoting you, and you're sitting right here.
No, I think that was a very healthy conversation for us to have, especially after the roller coaster that we've been through. But I feel like becoming a producer, you see a whole new perspective of things and the way things work. And sometimes there's 3 call outs and you have to call the same bitches who were just there last week. But guess what? You know they're gonna show up and they'll be there for you. So I feel like there's like different things of like. I don't know where I'm going with this.
And I think sometimes you're gonna book the same bitches because you know they're not gonna call out. You know they're gonna serve. They're gonna give the audience what you want the audience to get. And I think it's Sacramento, so we'll say famous with a lowercase f. Famously, I've gone through it myself for who I book and who I don't. And I think that now that you're a producer, you kind of see that I'm not doing anything to hurt anybody. I'm not doing anything to be an evil bitch. It's just like, no, I'm trying to book the shows the best I can.
Yeah. And
Is
I
that
feel
fair?
like, yeah,
Okay.
exactly. That's very fair. And I feel like for example, our relationship when I had a regular every Friday show, I don't feel as though like for me and you, because you said like, why don't I book you? I felt like then because we had a great relationship before I turned 21, and then I don't know. I will
Alcohol. No, I'm
alcohol.
kidding.
Yeah, exactly. I'm 8 months sober now, so.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I was gonna say, didn't you just black out?
I think that happens. Like it's not like we weren't besties, right? We've never
And then
been
when you let
besties.
those outside influences
got in, and we
Yep.
stopped communicating.
Exactly. And I wasn't, when I had a weekly show, I didn't feel as though our relationship at that point was a relationship where I wanted, and that's just me being, that's not shade now, but it was, I didn't want to book you because I had a certain vibe with my show. Like, for example, if I booked Manny, I know me and Manny are going to take a few shots together and go smoke a blunt outside, and we're going to kiki, and I can be my 100% authentic self. At that point in our relationship, I didn't feel as though we could do that. And then
now you're green tea shots.
Now we're green tea shots with Q from RuPaul's Drag Race season 16. Yes.
Oh my God, they were so good.
And then I think also other factors. So like, for example, when I did move to a bigger club across the street from Badlands, they should not be named, but no, when I did move there, that show was very selective with when I did get shows. So with that, it was like, okay, I have a show every 3 months or every whatever the 5th Friday was. I only had 5 shows a year or something like that. I already had those casts picked out the year in advance because I only have 5 of them bitches. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's certain things too where it's like, if I have a show where I don't have that many spots available, there is a line of priority where it's like, you know, and then yes, that's fair. I asked you for a show and I've asked you for shows and I haven't returned the favor. And that's completely fair of you to ask or for you to say that.
Well, but it's also fair for you to ask, right?
And exactly, yeah. And so I feel like, you know, that it's just there's a lot of factors that people don't see too that play into that situation of when we're booking people or when we're booking our friends or who we don't book and stuff like that. Like when I moved, because I think we had that conversation and I was still over across the street, and it wasn't something that like, oh, I didn't want to fuck with her still. It was just more so I've already had these shows booked out in advance. Now I don't book shit like that no more, so I don't really have anything I can book people for. But in this instance, I feel like our relationship now, I would totally love to book you for a show. I would totally love to kiki, and you know what I mean? Because we've done that now and we've established that relationship. So now that I know that we can go there and be like that, I have no problem working a brunch with you or working a night show with you or anything like that.
Oh, fully. But it's also okay if you don't. Like if you got another show that was...
Okay, I don't. Thank you. Oh my God. You made it so easy.
If you had another Fifth Friday show and you're like, you know, these are the people that really look out for me, and like you don't, it's not that you don't, Suzette. These are the people that look out for me, you know, and I kiki with a little bit more. I'm like, no offense, but like, I'm gonna keep working with the people I want to. Like that's your prerogative.
Yep. And that's fair on your end too, from producer to producer. That's fair. You got to do what's best for you. I'm gonna do what's best for me. So we're playing the same game here.
Well, and we have to do what's best for the venue.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's not about what's best
Yep.
for us. Sometimes it's the venue, and you're like, well, I have to do this, and I don't want to, or I can't do this, and I want to. So
Yep.
those happen a lot. Do you guys have, Manny, Katana? Do you have anything to say about that?
I kind of disassociated there for a few minutes, so I'm not sure. I was just staring at her Crocs, as you'll see on my Instagram story later. No, I don't think so.
I felt like it was like the...
You say something, and I'll piggyback off
Yeah.
you.
Okay. Hi, my name is Piggy, and I have.
You are wearing pink.
I am wearing pink. Miss Piggy. What's it called? No, I don't know. I feel like a lot of it too is just like a communication thing. Like, let's communicate as humans to one another, because we can get from point A to point B. I mean, look what a little bit of communication did in a year's work. You know, it's like. That's, I think, also why I have no real issues with people, because it's, you know, except for the you know, the 2 bricks that came at me sideways, it's like, that's about it. Yeah. You know, that's as far as my beef runs, because it's like, if something happens, let's communicate about it. You know, Maya, every time she pisses me off, I tell her, Maya, girl, I love you, but you're pissing me off right now.
All the time.
And I will drag her and I will throw a read in there and I will be shady. But, you know, that's my sister. I get to do that because she, at the end of the day, does the shit that makes me feel that way. I would not be reading you if you did not do it. That's what I would not be reading you if you did not do it.
I think
like
I'm very I'm very privileged where it's like I think people book me particularly because they just vibe well with me. Like Dixon and Diana will always like book me. Well, not always, but they often book me because they just like how I am as a person.
You're a good time.
Yeah, and I'm not like, you know.
It
like,
does say that in the bathroom. For a good time.
Only
call,
1,000.
It also says that on her back, right? Right before her.
Well, Helen wrote the one in the bathroom.
No, like so I feel like I don't know, like just being a decent human being also helps, and but also like I've learned after like the last 12 years, I've learned to like kind of recognize when people just vibe with each other, and not everyone. Just because they don't vibe with me the same way, does it mean like they're attacking me or I'm like the imposter? I have a really wicked bad imposter syndrome, so like when I see two people like get along quick, or if I introduce them to each other like and they get along better than we did, I get very like, don't you like me too? And like, but now now I'm like, I know that this person likes me for who I am, and I just have to trust them. And like, when it comes to drag, it's like, you know, if they're gonna book me, they book me because I'm decent to be around, and I believe that. But then also like I think I'm dependable because I've worked to be dependable.
And your drag is good.
Yeah,
I was gonna say you're a good performer, bitch. Don't play.
You're a fierce performer. There's a lot of numbers that I can think off the top of my head where I'm like, oh my fucking.
She
God,
wanted us
yes.
to say that. Never mind.
Yeah. where I was.
Well,
yeah.
I do like performing, and like there are times I'm such like I think we're all like our worst critics, and for me, like I'm
Yeah.
always like that was shit, or I'm like, but then sometimes like when I can be just so secure and be like I'm booked because I'm professional, and people like me. That it's the same thing for the audience. So like I can perform with ease because I can be like, well, my friends are here and they like me, and like I can do something different, and I don't have to feel stupid about it.
Yeah.
Or if I fuck up, if I fall, slip my wig, bash my head, I can be like, haha, like my friends will laugh at me and they'll laugh with me without having to be like, oh my god, am I like an idiot? Do I need to die? Do I need KMS? Like
no, exactly. Yes, exactly.
It's like you have to kind of like you have to be secure. Like okay, like even when we fuck up, you be like, okay, these people they're gonna make fun of me, and I'll get over it.
And the bitches who you know can take a joke too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, and it's like with Eves, it's like I know everything that we do is gonna get caught on video. Okay, I'm fully like there are
everything
countless videos of me doing dumb shit, of me not knowing the words to the drag offs, and that to me is part of what makes Eves so fun, is to see what memes we're gonna have for the week.
Right. Yeah.
I have that video of Helen Heels where her Fashion Nova tags hanging just dangling right here. No, but the best part, she's such a diva, such a professional, because I know she felt it, because literally in the video you can see her hand go and yanks it off so slick and then keeps performing.
That's why I'm like, and I think I've done Eves like 3 times. But it's like Becca does see all. Like Talk said that in our audience.
Oh yes.
And that's why I'm like I can't worry about it if I look weird in a video, or if I do something, if I stumble in a video. Like if I'm not making fun of it already, if it's not on my Instagram story,
Becca will.
Becca sees
and
all.
It's not that Becca will make fun of it, but it's gonna be somewhere in those like 700 YouTube videos she has of me. Like,
well, she'll post it on Twitter. Like she'll post it like right after the show's
done. It'll be one
done.
of the 80 that gets banned in 3 years from now.
and I share like there are performances that I'm like, I don't know if I love that one, but she shared it, so I'm gonna share it.
Me kissing Mercury.
Oh. All of us were just reacting to it, and it's funny because even before the show even starts, when the show's not even like begun, and like Kamaya and all them are just dancing the VIP, and I just look over, I'm like, I know Becca's recording this, and I'm like, I just see her tripod, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see this from a third person perspective in like an hour. Love it.
Yeah.
I wish we had a reaction cam in our VIP booth just so we can see all of our stuff.
Yes!
Because sometimes like I wish I can see the reaction of the booth at all times.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because of things that happen, and I'll hear people laughing in my number. I'm like, okay, I know I'm not that funny. Something's happening behind me, and I have to see what it is later because they're doing something stupid behind me. I already know, and it's usually Helen.
Just need to set up a video.
Yeah,
it's like a live stream.
It is really nice when you're like when you know something happened, like when Bijou threw her boob at Elena, and
she didn't throw it. She chucked it at that bitch,
and it's like, if have you ever watched in slow motion?
Yes,
it's so funny watching everybody just.
Yeah. That happened when I did it. I'm like the old lady is the member, and I had like your stuffed cat, and like I threw the cat at the, and I think I like knocked over a drink on someone, but like I thought people were laughing at the fact that I threw the cat, but it was like no, like I caused chaos, and but you can't see it on video though. So I'm like, oh, I did that, and I'm like, oh no, I didn't.
See, I did that when I dislocated my kneecap.
Oh shit! You ate that one thing.
You know, it's bad when the crowd goes.
I was in the audience that night. I was in the audience. That was me.
I have a fan that comes to Thursday a lot, and when we used to do the game more, he'd always catch me making a super bitchy face about the people in the game not twerking because it's a twerk off, and then they don't twerk. And so I'd make a face, and so I was like, no, you need to share those, and I'll make a highlight of it. Because if we're going to make fun of me, let's make fun of me. Like, let's do it.
Oh, wait till you see the drag off from yesterday. There's this girl who came in at the drag off, and she just kept like...
Wait, hold on. A girl that came in...
A cis woman like just came in like a patron. Like at the
She joined the drag off?
No, she was right at the front. And, well, first she had like super long hair, like Mormon long hair. And she was just like swinging her hair like in the front, like where the gap of the bar is. And then she was trying to tip us, but she kept going like on the floor, and all of us are like, what are you doing? Like, we're all like just staring at her. So it's like, I don't know, Kamaya, she tried to tip Kamaya, and then she was just like looking at her, and then she just walks away. So I'm sure Becca got that on video.
She was having the best trip of her life, okay?
She was like, look how long my hair is. But
she 40 inches.
She learned to
She
like
said, baby,
bring it
the
up
lights.
to
I can hear the colors. Oh my God.
I think we covered this topic well. Any parting thoughts?
Book your friends.
Stay booked.
Fuck everybody else.
Stay booked and blessed.
Make as much money as you can.
Yeah, show up on time. If you're gonna be late, let the diva know. Come on, it's not hard to let the diva know.
I think that's a takeaway word. Communication.
Communication is.
I'm like,
the
you can tell where
takeaway.
Manny's mind still is. She's like, don't be late to gigs. It's like, this show is about booking, honey.
Yeah,
but that doesn't.
But that plays
will
into
factor
when
into
you
your
don't get
bookings.
booked, and I don't want to hear you complain about you not getting booked. Because when you ask me, Manny, why don't you book me for your show? I say, well, because I booked you 2 times prior, and you showed up late, and I like to run a show that starts on time and ends on time. I got
called out both times, so.
Or
I love when people are like, I have a really bad reputation of being late, and I want to break that habit as they're like an hour late. I'm like, well,
then why don't you?
That was us in January, and
Yeah.
Rose, you thought I was serious on the phone. You should have seen my face after that. Like when someone's like, what, like an 11 o'clock show, and you're showing up at 11:27, and like Thursday starts on the at 11. This isn't like the 8 o'clock showcase that starts at 8:30, 8:45. Like, we start at 11, and someone messaged me and was like, I have a reputation of being late. I'm working on it. Don't send me that at 11:03. Like, what are you doing?
Don't say that at all. You're setting yourself up. Why would you say that?
And I'm in the mirror just like,
How much are you working on it? Like, oh no, I'm not. Well,
Patreon.
They were late for like every segment of the show. Like, they're late for their number. They're late getting changed, I think. Like, when I was coming down, they were after me. When I was going down like into like the back door, like where the coat check is, they were getting called like on stage as they were like we were meeting each other.
Unique?
No.
Love her.
No. She would show up ready and like,
at least she shows up ready to go, or all she has to do is throw a wig on and she's good. I respect that too.
And then they're late for the curtain call. They missed the curtain call. I'm like, why were you late for the curtain call? You were like third.
Rose, do you have any parting thoughts?
No, I think just communicate.
That's gonna be funny.
Good night.
Closed captioning provided by.
Communicate. You said that earlier. You said communicate. You said, because when Manny was talking, you were like, communication. So communicate. And booking, just like trust producers to do what they're doing. And if they're not doing what you think they should be doing, why do you want to do that show anyway? Like, go find a show.
And it's not always personal.
It's
and
not
if you have
always
so much
personal.
opinion, do it your damn self and find out how hard the shit is.
Yeah,
like
go start your own show.
Do it yourself, because a lot of people had a lot of problems with my brunch, and I've seen a lot of brunches start and stop since then.
Amen.
A lot of brunches
and here's
start and
also
stop.
here's the difference too. That real quick. Producing is very different than just hosting a show. Producing and hosting is like a fucking recipe for disaster that you have to make work. And it is so hard to do both of those. It's hard to do one of them, but when you do both of them together, that producing and hosting is so fucking hard.
Yeah.
And we don't get enough credit for all the shit that we have to go through to put a show together.
Amen.
Yeah, that's why when I get booked just to show up and perform, I'm like, this is so easy.
I've enjoyed being a cast member now.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'd rather not talk on a microphone or have to wear 3 different outfits.
Oh, I
or...
love my nights off even more now.
We've covered it many. You haven't
Yeah,
been here, but I'm a habitual. Almost. I'm almost. What's a word for it? Like I can't stop producing, and I do enjoy hosting, but I do my best.
16 and counting.
Yeah. So anyway,
16
shows and counting.
16 kids and counting. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Anyway, I think that's our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna pretend like they're still here, just for the viewers at home.
Shout out to Brian.
We'll be back the
cute.
first Friday in April. I think it's the 7th. I don't know when it is.
April Fools.
Whatever it is, Tox is gonna get me on our way out. Once again, thank you to Jesse. Thank you to Stab. Thank you for watching. We have an Instagram now. Say Yes Pod. It's not Say Yes. That's some man in the Middle East, and it's not us. And
Say Yes Pod.
April 5th. We'll be back on April 5th with a fun episode, and hopefully some good gossip. So thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye, you all.
Okay, music.
All right, everybody, that is it for us. Why is this so loud? I don't know. Check out stabcountytheater.com for our full calendar of events. We're live in person every Thursday through Sunday, and we stream everything we do 6 days a week. Online audience, where can we send you? Who's doing stuff? Let's see.
Never gonna run around.